Oh, yeah.
So
welcome to Pussy Eater Boys. I'm Nate. That's Tyler. Oh, no, God. I'm sorry. I'm Tyler. That's Nate. We're the Pussy Eaters.
Okay, let's do a real intro. Here we go, right?
Okay, all right.
In the beginning, there were two boys who just loved slurping up that sliz. Just diving right deep in that muff.
No, here we go. What's up, everybody who wants their pussies eaten? It's us, the Pussy Eaters. I can't look at you when I'm doing that.
How else are we going to please women? It was worse when we made eye contact.
Worse or better?
You know what? No, like I get why women don't like that when we go up into their pussies and make weird noises. Truly the best Animorphy Time nights we've ever had.
Oh yeah, listeners, this is Animorphy Time nights. We are recording after midnight so we can talk to someone in Japan. They're not here yet, so of course we're talking about eating pussies.
Okay, what else are we going to talk about? Okay, first off, we should be straightforward. This is the Straight Talk Express. We're on it right now. We stole it. Choo-choo! John McCain, it was sold up for auction.
He's dead.
He's dead now. He doesn't want the Straight Talk Express.
He doesn't.
We took it.
We took it?
We're on it.
We're on the Kane train, the Herman Cain train.
We're also on the booze train. How many drinks have we had tonight?
I had a couple margs with dinner. I had more seltzers than I can count. Hard seltzers, not regular seltzers.
Well, yeah, like how hard are these hard seltzers?
7%. Most of them are 4 or 5%. I went to 7-Eleven and I got 7% malt liquor hard seltzers.
So if I were to guess, I think we're going to drink this entire pack throughout this episode.
Well, I mean, we're like 2/3 of the way there. Plus, we got the sake, and who knows how I'm going to feel when the pussy gets here. I'm going to want to eat it.
Well, I tell you can't. She's in Japan, and she's a friend.
I know. I felt bad saying that. I don't.
How much am I going to cut? That's the real question. Like, what's that line? How thin am I going to thread this needle?
You're going to thread it pretty thin because this pussy eater is ready to go.
Yeah. No, sex is gross. Don't have it.
Don't do it. Wait for marriage.
Yeah.
Otherwise, God will kill you. They can't tell you their names. They can't tell you where they live. But in the mid to late 90s, these 5 teenagers can turn into animals to fight an invading army of evil brain slugs. 5 dumb teens are the only thing standing in the way of complete annihilation. This is Animorphing Time with Nate and Tyler.
Get your hand off my girlfriend, you yerk-brained bastard!
This is for Daddy. Make it like half the bottle.
Catherine Alice Applegate wouldn't want this. Doesn't want this. Blah, 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 blah.
And like they're like, no, stop shooting at children.
Oh man, being 12 was weird.
We came up with a new nickname for ourselves while we were waiting for you.
It's very creative, and you know, honestly, like it's supportive and nice.
Would you like to hear it?
Yes, I would love to hear it.
We were calling each other the Pussy Eater Boys.
It's a brave new name, a strong direction for the Morphy Boys to go in.
We're moving forward with this new identity.
Great. I'm so proud of you.
We're here over the halfway point. It's time to decide who we're going to be when this is over.
Yeah, like the world. Well, okay, America is opening up whether we want it needs to or not, and we can redefine ourselves. We can choose who we want to be in the world, and I guess we really need to be the Pussy Eater Boys. It's you know, like we got to choose our path. And on that note, I think we need to morph into these new characters here at Animorphing Time.
All right. Animorphing Time nights.
Yeah, Animorphing Time nights. What time is it currently?
12:31 in the a.m.
Samantha, what
Pacific
time is it
Central Time
currently? And by the way, welcome to Animorphing Time.
Welcome to Animorphing Time, Dr. Samantha Seaver. How are you? What time is it?
Yeah, I'm great. It's 4:31 p.m. and you don't have to call me doctor. It's just to make men on Twitter stop explaining themselves to me.
I'm a nurse. I have to be bossed around by doctors. It's what we do.
Yeah, but you're the prime nurse.
No, absolutely not. Welcome.
Thank you. I am so happy to be here. This is, I've been looking forward to this for quite a long time. This is my very favorite podcast, besides the Joe Rogan Experience, of course.
Jesus.
Like, we're below Joe Rogan, I think, right?
Yeah.
Nate didn't get that was a joke.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's a respected person in the science community, right?
Yeah,
like,
he's
as a
probably-
doctor, you've acknowledged him. So.
He's probably the most respected person who's 4 foot tall. No. So Samantha, question number 1: are you ready to be disappointed by 2 men at once?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Oh man, this is This is true depraved, disgusting hours for Nate and I.
That's right. The darkness has come over Animorphs time.
This is going to get disgusting, and I for one want to say sorry first. As I do with all experiences, I say sorry first.
Well, what's even worse is that Samantha, over in where you're currently located,
The glorious Nippon, if you will.
Yeah, they love to say that. They're always saying glorious Nippon. It's daytime, so this is gonna be doubly awkward, right? You're just waking up. We're drunk.
4 p.m. She's a doctor. What are you doing?
Is it 4 p.m.? What time is it over there?
4:30 p.m.
Oh, I don't know what time it is. Okay, never mind. This is a perfect time. I was like, morning sake is a bit hard. You're going a bit hard for morning sake.
Yeah, no, I hate day drinking. This is a little bit earlier than I normally would, but this is evening sake. This is evening podcast, early evening podcast. It's okay.
Thank God.
Yeah. Also, please, properly introduce this guest.
Okay, all right. Samantha. I just shit the bed on that one. No, here we go. So we got badass bitch, expatriate.
Okay.
I mean, it's like you're from America. You're in Japan now.
Yeah, you've betrayed the country of America.
Yeah.
Globe-trotting killer queen. Doctor of what? Cryogenics? Am I getting that right?
Astrophysics.
Fuck, that's even scarier.
Yeah,
fuck physics.
Why?
It is cold in space, right? I got that right. It's cold in space.
Shut the fuck up.
Samantha. Space is really big, man.
Dr. Samantha Stever, welcome to Animorph Time. What is it like being the smartest person we've had on this show?
No, I'm definitely not. All I did was dick around and write a book about crap going wrong and then say, hey, this is bad. Let me tell you how bad it is. So it doesn't necessarily require cleverness, trust me.
I mean, you've heard the other episodes. You know some of these duds we've had on.
We introduce ourselves as the pussy boys. It's a low bar.
You are overqualified to talk to the pussy-eating boys.
I don't know about that. I think I have just the right amount of qualification to talk to the pussy-eating boys.
Nope, not going to go with that one. Oh, man. So, yeah, welcome to Animorph Time. Real question number 1. Real question number 1.
Yep.
What is your history with Animorphs?
All right, man. So the first Animorphs book that I read was book 6. Somehow I got it for free. Probably Scholastic Book Fair, right? And you know, at the time, all I really did was read. Because I wasn't allowed to do anything else, so I read fucking everything. I read the fucking shampoo bottles, you know. And so suddenly I had this free book about aliens with Jake turning into a bee or some shit. Fly, yeah, there we go. And yeah, I loved it. It was really, you know, it kind of, I don't know. I just found it compelling in a, you know, children's book sci-fi way. I really liked the bit where the Yerk was slowly dying inside his head, you know?
Yeah, the Fly book is a hard start.
Yeah.
It starts because Jake gets dismembered in that one.
Yeah, he gets smashed real good.
He gets possessed. He understands death in a way that we will not understand until we're actually dying.
I kind of, after having some anesthesia, I think I understand death.
Yeah. I mean, it is Animorph Time nights. The darkness has come. We understand death here. But that's a good starting book, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good fucked up one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
I think that's what got me into it.
So you're obviously fucked in the head like the rest of us.
Yep.
Did you read the series growing up?
Yes. So from 6, I went backwards to 1, and then every month got the new one. Actually, my grandmother was really nice, and she'd pop down the bookstore and get me the new one. I read every single fucking book when it came out, and then I ran out of books, and I went backwards again. So yeah, and then, you know, every few years, I think it was like maybe 10 years ago, I discovered that somebody had put all the PDFs online. So I downloaded them and I reread them every few years. Most recent time being when I discovered your podcast and realized that there are other people on the planet who actually know these books. So yes, absolutely, like almost from the beginning, love this fucking series.
You know that there are other better podcasts, right? Like, I mean,
No.
you don't have to do this.
Yeah,
one.
the Joe Rogan Experience. We've talked about
Oh
this.
fuck, sorry. Wild, man. It's fucking wild. These kids turning into animals is fucking wild.
It is fucking wild. No, it's wonderful.
But also, like, that is a good segue to what we're drinking, what we have been drinking, and what we will continue to drink. Tyler, what are we drinking?
We're having, well, I went to 7-Eleven and I got some Cacti hard seltzers. They are 7% alcohol by volume. That is a lot.
I noticed that when you sent me a photo earlier, and I'm like, oh man, they're gonna be quite toasty.
Nate's not so much, but I have not stopped, and I will not stop.
But there's more though, because like I think to celebrate,
Nate
this episode,
Nate brought a treat all the way from, as I called it, Glorious Nippon, as it's called.
we got some cup sake, some good old Tanuki sake. Tyler, you excited for this?
Yeah,
I sure am. Here we go.
Tanuki sake. Is this good? Like, did you get this in Japan?
No, it's awful. But you know, like it's what all the alcoholics drink when they're just waiting to get drunk before they go home on the train.
So it's clear. There's a cute little raccoon on the cover of it.
Not just raccoon, Tyler.
Sorry, a tanuki.
Yeah, they have giant testicles.
Me
Like,
too.
give them
Whatever.
some
Who
credit.
cares?
Give them some credit.
I love that you went to Japan and what you took out of it was tanukis have giant testicles.
They're huge. I also threw.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, they hide them behind the signs usually when you see them at like restaurants and stuff.
This smells.
It smells like poison.
This smells like the candies of like the orange peanuts. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, like circus pants.
Yeah, it smells like that.
Okay, well,
If it tastes like that, I'll be delighted.
Hey,
but
Tyler, let's do a little kampai. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
to come by.
Okay,
Is
ready?
that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just cheers. Yeah. All right, you have to do it in the Japanese way though, which is kind of sad. Ready?
What's that?
Kanpai?
Kampai.
Kanpai. It's good.
It's like someone watered down juice.
Yeah,
In a good way.
and that's not bad, right?
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Wow, that's fucking wild.
It's crazy. What are you
Oh
talking
yeah, Tanuki sake. Something that's not bad.
about? But like, I think we need
Sam, hold on, Dr. Samantha. What do you want to be called? Dr. Samantha, Dr. Sam, Dr. Stever, Stevia.
Call me whatever you want, man. I mean, I'm in the presence of the almighty pussy-eating boys, so I need a name as well.
Thanks, Mrs. S. I honestly will be calling you Mrs. S for the duration.
I will be calling you by your name.
No.
Dr. Samantha. I have to address. I'm a nurse.
No, I get it.
My nurse brain is like coming in. It's like you need to be respectful, but also you need to tear them down because they're part of the 1%. And then I realize she's not that kind of doctor. But then
She's
I
the
realize
poor doctor.
She's smarter than those doctors because she has class consciousness. Whatever.
You're overthinking it.
I overthink everything. I'm a pussy eater boy. They don't call me the hard big dick boy. I'm the pussy eater boy. I think too much. Why did we come up with that?
You know, it's too late now. I'm not cutting it.
Don't cut it.
It's impossible now. It's so woven into the
really
fabric of
is.
this episode.
So here we are. Animorphs number 30.
We've done it. We hit the 3-0.
The big 3-0.
Well,
Dr. Samantha, how is your big 3-0? Are you a big 3-0?
I literally don't remember, and that's kind of weird. What was I doing? I'm not even sure. I think I was just like... I do remember. I went home from work, and I said it's my birthday, and then I played video games.
You're the most well-adjusted of us. It's
Well,
fair.
I didn't have any friends. That's the thing. I had no social life in that place, and I still don't.
You're a fan
Except
of
for you
Animorphs.
guys.
We know you have no friends. That's kind of the one thing that
Yeah.
binds us all together is that we all thought we were the only ones into this series. And then we're all finding each other, as weird as we all are.
But Ty, it's not about the birthdays. It's about the friends we made along the way.
Like,
What friends?
yeah, I have you. I have you.
I mean, I have nobody.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. You have nobody? Jesus, I'm right here, man. Are we going to do this? Are we going to solve this right now, you and
All
me?
right, fine. Here we go. Samantha, I would just like you to ring the bell. We're going to fight it out as friends. Here we go. We're drunk. We're pussy boys. We're going to hash out our friendship.
Let's eat each other's pussies right now.
Tyler, I don't have a pussy.
You got a bussy? I'll eat your bussy.
It's dirty.
I got a tongue that's good for cleaning.
This is not the fight I signed up for. This is a different fight.
Can I tell?
However, much like Tyler is making a sacrifice for me, Marco must make the ultimate sacrifice. Animorphs number 30, the reunion.
Reunion. So, Dr. Samantha, what is on this cover?
All right. What we've got Marco, this little shit, turning into a cockroach, and that's actually impossible because he already was one.
Ooh,
so
shots fired.
I'm just saying. But his little what are those? Like his little blue jeans. Are those blue jeans? Do you notice his shirt comes out? That's yeah.
Yeah,
He's got like blue khakis and like
he tucks in his shirt, which is not a good look.
What
as
a
kid.
bitch move.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I would say that he looks happy turning into a cockroach because I think he feels like a cockroach. He feels small and insignificant.
But
Totally agree.
Like indestructible. He's small but indestructible.
He sees the line.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God.
We got to talk about that line. I mean, I feel like there's a connecting line through this book.
Jesus Christ.
And this line is Marco loves to be just a small piece of trash because he feels like
Tagline, Animorphs number 30. Marco must make the ultimate sacrifice. Do you know what the British tagline is?
no, but I want to know real bad.
Take a guess. Samantha, do you know?
No, I have no
Wait,
idea.
I want to take a guess.
Okay.
Marco is having some trouble. It's always direct and polite.
Honestly, no.
Okay.
That's good,
Yeah.
but it's she's back.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know what? Yeah, now you know she's back.
Which is the sequel to my favorite Hall & Oates song, She's Gone. You ever listen to that? Fucking dope.
Nope. I who's Hall Notes?
What?
Honestly,
You make my dream come true.
I'm trying to think is Hall and Oates two people? Is it Hall and
Yes.
Oates? So, the reunion. Marco's about to have a little reunion with his dead mom.
Yeah, so where are we at in the story? What's going on? Because Marco spends the entire first chapter, telling us everything that's ever happened in Animorphs.
Well, you kind of have to. Is this anyone's first book?
Hope not. Nobody would finish reading the series.
Yeah, Marco, one of my notes for this book is that Marco's voice is repellent.
Yeah.
Absolutely repellent.
On purpose?
See, that's where I have a little trouble problem.
Nice, yeah.
I'm doing very well so
We're
far.
making new words here at Animorphs Time.
Where I have a little problem because
Everyone's got a little problem.
I can't tell if this is perfectly written or awful.
Yes, I agree with that statement. I think that
Because this was a ghost-written book.
it is.
Elise Donner.
Yeah.
Couldn't find her on the internet. Really. Fuck. God damn it.
Well, yeah, no, I think that the tone is disconnected and bitter and a bit distant.
What are you, my father? Was this book my father?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I think that part is in purpose, but as a reader, you're also just kind of you hate the tone and you hate the way that it's written because it is so distant, right? Because and I think it's a little bit of both. I think that the ghostwriter accidentally hit that note.
Yeah.
Right?
Because part of me while reading this and correct me if I'm wrong, Samantha, but I was reading the first third of this book, and I thought, man, this is shit. I hate this character. And then as the book progressed, I'm like, oh, maybe that's the point. Maybe this is what they're going for. Because Marco, so far in the series, he's the funny guy. He makes the jokes. And there were no jokes in this book. He did not make jokes. The signature voice of brevity was missing, and it was replaced by a depressed manic person, which I couldn't tell if it was intentional or just so badly written that it worked. And either way, it worked.
Right, because if it was Kathy Apples, it would be like, okay, she's done that on purpose. But with this mysterious ghostwriter, you're really not sure if they did that good of a job on purpose, because it would be kind of surprising.
I hope that it's on purpose because it captures acute manic episodes pretty well as far as a book for 8 to 12-year-olds.
I didn't think it was that cute at all. In fact, I think that you calling it cute is pretty it's a bad take.
Fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of shit. This podcast is over.
Inside cover. I like the inside cover because it shows, actually, we get to see Marco's mom's face. Like you kind of see the silhouette of it, but there's actually like definition in the face, which I think is kind of nice. I gotta say, Marco's got a hot mom.
Yeah, would you Marco's mom?
Yeah, she's got it going on.
Sam, I don't know how you swing. Would you Marco's mom?
I don't actually have the inside cover, so I don't know what's on it.
It's a cockroach sitting next to a lamp with a empty cup full of ice and what looks like brown booze, some keys with a globe, and some change. With the Marco's mom staring into a mirror, looking pretty forlorn, if I had to guess that emotion.
Well, I would say suspicious and looking for bandits, but that's just me.
What are you fucking...
But you know what? This one is for Michael and Jake. And Tyler, we are going to do this one for Michael and Jake.
We're going to do it for Michael and for Jake. Mostly Michael, though, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he is the most powerful man right now. And we'll get to that. We'll get to the most powerful man in this building.
So as I alluded to before, Chapter 1, Marco gives us... He dreams of his mom drowning, and he's unable to save her. You know, typical mom shit.
Typical dead mom shit. It's boring.
He talks about what Sega disc he wants.
So he has a Sega Saturn, is what I'm reading from that. It's not a Dreamcast. It's too late for the Dreamcast.
Too early for the Dreamcast.
Well, yeah. That's what I meant to say. Too early for the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I'm drunk and I'm the smart one. You heard it, Sam. You heard it.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. I bungled that one.
Do better, Nate.
Sorry. It's too early for the Dreamcast, but it's, so what? There's the Sega Saturn and the Sega CD.
Why do we care?
Well, I'm just saying that Marco's a fancy rich lad who gets like the garbage consoles. Anyways, point being is that
he recaps the entire story.
Yeah.
And it's not even the funny Marco way. It's just pretty matter of fact.
Yeah, like be funny when you're talking about your dead mom, please.
Yeah, please. If you're going to make us listen about your dead shitty mom, at least give us a couple laughs.
Although he does describe himself, his ultimate weapon, when he's talking about the morphine power, he says, "It is our most spectacular weapon. The others are cunning, courage, and secrecy. And in my case, irresistible cuteness."
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm with Dr. Samantha on this.
Why? Why is that so disgusting? He thinks he's cute.
He's so arrogant.
Yeah, Samantha, tell us more about why Marco's a piece of shit.
He's just like a little incel, like pre-incel days, right? Like he's really fucking... He's constantly flirting with everybody, and not even in a decent way, like just like, hey, I want to go to the swimming pool and look in my trunks, or whatever the fuck it is he says, and he's just, he's not funny, he's not empathetic, he's always dunking on Cassie for being Cassie, he's always dunking on Rachel for being Rachel. It's just...
He's always hitting on Rachel. I think all of that is
on
flirting.
Rachel so much.
And I just, and he just... he's not very complicated. He doesn't really have a character arc. He could have had a character arc, but then it was just like, mommy, and then mommy, and then I'm a jerk now. So,
Well, and I think like a lot of it is just we never get introspection from Marco, right? And like a lot of this is. Well, like, yeah, even this, like, his bravado of, like, look at my, courage and cuteness, which, again, it's weird that he's focusing on cuteness. But anyways, like...
I would never call myself cute.
It's funny.
Right.
Like, I don't see myself as attractive.
Yeah, you see yourself as cute.
No.
Right? You're like, no, listen.
I look at myself as a shaved bear.
That's all right. That's cute.
No. Google shaved bear. That's not cute.
But like all this happens right after he talks about his mom dying in the ocean and then realizing his mom is alive and then blowing her up, right? It's all deflection. All of this is just like he doesn't want to talk about it to himself in his own monologue that he's writing down in a book or a letter. Are we still doing letters to the future? Is this what this is still?
Yeah, it's a time capsule.
Okay. But anyways, like, yeah, so he recaps the story. What's a yerk? That sort of a thing. And then he decides to do the one thing that all cool kids do, is play hooky.
Yeah, like Petula Clark, he heads downtown. Don't shake your head at me. You do segues your way, I do them my way. Sam, do you want to do one?
Anytime.
No, that's a good segue. Like Johnny Five, he's alive. See, like, yeah, they're not great. It's not easy, huh?
It's that easy. You just pick a random pop culture reference that we might all share as being between 30 and 38, and guess what? It works.
He's a real WandaVision, and he goes down.
Don't do WandaVision.
Anyways, yeah, he ends up downtown, and he's
what is Marco if not ruthlessness persevering? Bad. Yeah, Marco goes downtown. He wants to skip school to hang out in the business district. Did you ever, Sam? Samantha? Did you ever do this? Did you ever skip school to go downtown? Did you ever skip school?
I did skip school, and I got in a lot of trouble because they followed us, and I went
who's
with
they?
Yeah, who's they?
Like the school security guards. Like apparently they do that, and they followed us. We walked with I was with some friends of mine, and we walked to my house, and for some reason I didn't have my house key, and we climbed in a window, and the security guards, they thought that we were breaking into someone's house, and then they were waiting for us when we got back to school. But yes, I did skip school that one time, and we got caught.
You only did the one time?
Yeah.
Nate,
only the one time.
What did we do when we skipped school, Nate?
Well, we skipped school pretty regularly, if I remember right. It's a whole class that we just did not show up to.
It was German 3 for me. Go ahead. What did we do?
We went to a place called Place to Play, where we just marathoned DDR, a.k.a. Dance Revolution.
We dropped the bomb, and we ate pussies for the Pussy Eater Boys playing Dance Revolution.
Yeah, it was Raining Men. That's a song that I did a lot, ironically. It was a good song. It's Raining Men is actually a pretty okay.
I was more of a Sandstorm kind of guy.
Yeah, Darude or whatever.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun. Oh, that's gonna nope.
But yeah, he does neither of these cool things. He does not break and entering. Well, actually, he does do that. He does break and entering.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
First he gets beamed in the back of the head. This smacks right in the back of that old skull there.
Yeah, he gets domed real good.
Just walking around, and then boof, gets bodied. By who?
His mommy.
That's right. His mother just walks past him, hits him in the back of the head, doesn't even care. He cares a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't realize it first. He puts together his plan. He's like, this bitch knocked me down. I'm going to knock her down.
Can I just comment on like the complete impunity with which he was willing to physically assault a woman for pissing him off? Like, he doesn't know if it's an accident. Maybe she's rude. That doesn't mean that you go and assault women, you incel. Like, come on.
Uh-oh, that's a good point we didn't consider.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this in the last episode. As soon as you go like past 30, the idea of falling down becomes like a real danger. Right?
My
so
hip.
like yeah, well yeah, kind of. And like if you trip somebody, we're assuming Marco's mom is like what, 38, 40?
No, she
wow,
can't
that
be
makes
40.
me feel old.
Well, yeah, like okay, how old is Marco, right?
12, 13, 14
Okay.
maybe. 13.
She got pregnant when she was 30. We'll say
No way. She got pregnant like,
so 42.
I'm going to say she's 35, 36. What are we doing?
Yeah, well, I don't. It's not the point. The point is that like Marco's just like, I'm gonna trip her, and then like
Right.
she might hit like say a curb and die.
Samantha made a great point. Like, he didn't even think twice about harming a woman.
No.
And can I just point out one more thing that I noticed in this chapter, which I didn't bring my notes in front of me, so I'm amazed that I remember it. But he describes her briefcase as the size of a Doberman.
Yeah.
What kind of unit? What kind of unit is that? Americans will use anything weird as units, I guess.
Yeah, anything but the metric system. Sorry.
Well, we have our own Animorphing time. How many Shaqs is that?
Yeah.
Like I would say that's like
That's
a third of a Shaq?
1/5 of a shack, I'd say.
No, the Doberman's pretty big.
Some? Not that big.
I would say it's at least a third of a Shaq.
What do you... Maybe a fourth of a shack. God damn.
Right?
But are we measuring like the height or the width or like the volume of a Doberman versus Shaq, like the mass? Like we have so many factors to consider because Dobermans are tall but thin, right?
Nate, she's smarter than us. She considered mass.
I'd say like the force. We're measuring the force of a Doberman.
Does this case have kinetic energy? Yeah, I'm going all the way. I'm so smart with science. God.
If we were to put a Shaq and a Doberman on top of a hill and we're to roll down, how much energy would that produce?
Kick me out of this podcast. I'm too stupid.
Yeah. In any case, that is a giant briefcase.
Huge.
Why is she walking around with this?
Yeah, why is this
A
blonde?
Doberman's a big dog. She's carrying around a big dog around.
It's at least a medium to large size dog. And she's
smaller than the big dog. You know, the shirt big dog. You know.
God, I need more. I sent you that big dog shirt. Do you like it?
I love it. It's good
Thank
shit.
God. Samantha,
Where
you
did
ever
that
wear a
come
big
from?
dog shirt?
No, but I remember them and I never understood what it was about other than like what was it advertising just itself?
It's for fat people. As a fat people, my parents give me so many big dog shirts. It'd be like, "Hey, bud, just more of you, more of me to love."
Yeah, big dog, big nuts.
I suppose. I never felt good wearing big dog clothes.
I feel like
I just never
you would feel
felt
better
good.
now if you
No.
wore them as an adult.
No, I don't. I don't feel good hardly ever. You guys want to hear about it?
I was gonna cut to a funny quote, but this book is depressing.
Yeah, this book is depressing. It's
Yeah.
not funny.
Like, there's no levity here because, like, this whole chapter is like I went downtown and then I was hit with a briefcase and then I wanted to trip somebody, but it was my mom.
Yeah, I knocked over my mom and I hid under my South Park hat.
Oh God.
Okay, but like he knows that he needs to follow his mom to figure out what she's doing. She goes into this big, tall, important building, and he's like, I can't sneak in there. The security guards will obviously point at the weird kid that's trying to sneak into a building. What do I do?
Obviously, you grab Michael Grant.
Literally Michael Grant. Because, like, yeah, okay, we say literally. He's only referred to as Mr. Grant.
Mr. Grant.
Mr. Grant in this book. We, the intrepid readers, know that this is just Michael Grant.
We're intrepid. Samantha, are you intrepid?
I'm so fucking intrepid.
What do y'all think of Michael Grant being in this book?
You know what? I kind of love it. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when I was reading The Dark Tower, and Stephen King showed up in his own book and became like a key person in the book. And I was like, this sucks. This is ruining this universe. And like,
But it also rules.
well, in this case, it rules though because first off, it's saying that. Well, here I have to find the quote when they talk about Mr. Grant.
Mr. Grant.
Well, then, son, you gotta pay attention to this important person that you're trying to sneak in with. That's one important daddy you got. Yes, sir, I replied.
Important daddy, Michael Grant.
Yeah, so I guess he acquires Michael Grant while he's walking through the door, so he's all zonked out.
Says, "This is my dad. It's take your son to work day. I'm Mr. Grant's son. Child Grant."
This plan is so stupid and fucking reckless. Like, even considering some other plans that were stupid and reckless, this one is especially.
Yeah,
well, it's
why?
Because Marco fashions himself as the smart guy when he's really fucking dumb and selfish. Like, Marco says and sometimes is the tactician, but tactics and intelligence mean nothing without empathy and considering other people, which is something he doesn't do. The Animorphs have made such a huge deal about how we never acquire or morph humans. Like, it's an unethical taboo. We do not do it without consent. And Marco's like, fuck it, I'll do it right now. Who cares? Marco...
I do have the Marco attitude with this, though, because, why not?
Because you don't have permission. It's not okay.
Look, if these were not children's books, Marco would be, acquiring hot girls, or,
shit.
he would be...
This would be
he
the
really
game.
would be.
Marco would be like, listen, I got this hot new technology that will get you all the ladies.
Oh, God.
I call it the game.
I don't.
He would have a cool pickup artist name like Mysterio or
that's a pickup artist name, Mysterio. What's your pickup artist name? I'm Dr. Octopus. Jesus Christ.
No, Todd, we don't have to call her Doctor. We can just call her Octopus.
Yeah, just call me Octopus.
It's
I'm
clear at the
good.
beginning. Yeah.
I like
I'll show
Dr.
you my
Octopus.
tentacles.
Oh, God.
Yeah, listeners, they are very gross.
Put them away, for fuck's sake. We don't need to see that.
But you're so right though, because this next scene really illustrates. I think Marco just has given up all of his fucks at this point. I think it's less about because he's even worse than he normally is, right?
Yeah, Marco...
this is reckless behavior, but it's also almost attention seeking, because when he gets into the building, he needs to follow his mom, who goes into an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
He goes into the elevator. With his mom, who will recognize him if he's seen, because they had that interaction with the and
it's her fucking son.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. They would know.
I would recognize someone who forcefully erupted from my genitals. I'm sorry.
And made you poop on a table.
Anyways, he walks into this elevator with his mom, who will recognize him. But he puts his hat down so nobody will know. But then he realizes he needs to follow his mom out, and that'd be suspicious somehow. So he morphs right in the elevator that's crowded full of people.
In the back of the elevator with anybody there. I mean,
get him out of here.
Is this bad writing, or is this just manic Marco?
Both.
It's hard to tell. I think it goes back and forth in some cases. This is just bad writing. I think this is just, we didn't care.
Because the thing is, he hides behind a newspaper. That was his thing.
Yeah, he some lady drops a bit of newspaper and he picks it up and he hides like he's in a spy movie. It's no, it's dumb, right? It's lazy writing. It really is.
Well, what happened to his little blue jeans as well, and his shoes? They just
Yeah, there's a child's set of clothes here.
A child got in this elevator. Now he just has clothes. What is this? The Clinton Foundation? Children just disappear.
Yeah. Well, either way, he's doing reckless behavior. Let's give the author the benefit of the doubt, right? And say this. Just take it for what it's worth.
He just turns into a fly in the back of the elevator.
Right.
Stupid. Just stupid.
And he flies out and follows his mom to her office. And then he's like, oh, I got to stop here. This has gone too far.
Yeah,
I can't go inside of an office.
I know where my mommy is. I better go home and tell my friends.
Yeah, it really is just, it stops. He goes so far into this plan. He's already broken so many taboos. And he's just like, I can't go into this office right now. That is a bridge too far.
What's a bridge too far for you guys?
Probably, it's going on a limb. I would say leaving all my clothes in an elevator Probably with my wallet. Like, how did he get downtown if he didn't have like a bus pass and stuff? And just leaving that there. That's probably a bridge too far. Probably acquiring Michael Grant, the author, in order to get into a tower. That's probably all this sounds a bridge too far. But an office, I don't know.
Animorphing Time Nights.
Animorphing Time Nights. We're here in our cups, ready to get into some business because Marco's getting out of here. He gets sucked into a vent.
He does. As a fly, he gets sucked right up.
Well, yeah, because...
Like pussy in front of me, I suck it right up.
Is that what you're supposed to do with it?
I don't know.
I mean, Tyler, we are the pussy-eating boys. I feel like we really need to know how we do that.
Well, I mean, eating involves many different facets of using your mouth, and I suppose suction could be one of those facets. Can we start over?
I'm afraid we cannot, Tyler. We have to move forward.
Like Robert Frost always said, the quickest way to eat pussy is through.
You know what? It's the pussy not taken, Tyler. I see two pussies diverging into wood.
I don't go quietly
Divergent
into
and
that pussy. Samantha, I am so sorry.
I love this. I'm so happy right now.
I'm trying to think of any poetry I know and not going to make it about pussy eating.
Listeners, let us know your favorite pussy-eating poem. None of that Dickinson stuff we already know. We want, like, off-the-beaten-path poetry pussy.
Anyways, so he gets sucked into this vent. He has a wacky adventure in a vent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, this is eating me. I see other flies that are dead and trash.
Yeah, it's boring. But what isn't boring, though, is he gets spat out into, like, a janitor's closet.
No, not a janitor's closet. He gets spat out into Michael Grant's office.
Oh, no. Who's in there?
Him.
Michael Grant?
No, Michael Grant is in the toilet taking a huge shit.
It's full of diarrhea, that Michael Grant. So
as we know Michael Grant to be, often full of shit.
Right.
Just completely full of shit. Just exploding with shit from every orifice, that guy.
And this is a perfect opportunity for Marco to turn into Michael Grant to escape.
Which he does immediately. It's awful.
Yeah, and I was thinking Michael Grant is notoriously powerful and attractive. So this description of him being morphing into Michael Grant is going to be great.
Go on.
My thick, gorgeous hair was sucked into my broadening skull. I slapped a hand to my head. A receding hairline, a balding spot right on top of my head. I watched as my skin on my hands wrinkled slightly. Pale blotches sprinkled themselves across my knuckles. I touched my face with ugly, ugly fingers. Wow. At this rate, I'll have a 5 o'clock shadow by noon.
Rip.
My butt. I turned my double chin neck as far as it would turn and saw over my thick shoulders a wide protuberance. And my bike shorts were in shreds.
Protuberance. How does this dumb little shit, know that word?
I don't know, because he's been reading the author's brain. Look, the tone on this is, I think that's the biggest problem I have with this book, is that the tone is never truly a child's tone. It feels like an author is writing this, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Or someone at least pretending to be smart.
But he does also say, my butt, which, hey, this feels like somebody sucking up to Michael Grant a little bit.
It's just a little bit of sucking up to Michael Grant.
Like, if somebody wrote, a disgusting description of me, I would be a little enamored with that person, right? It's like, all right, you got me. It's pretty good.
I mean, that sounds a lot more about you than it sounds about Michael Grant.
Well,
if some ghostwriter who was taking my outline to write my book called me a fat piece of shit, I would just be so happy.
I think it's more of just it's charming. You're charming Michael Grant by giving this he's kind of balding. He's getting roasted. He's getting the old Don Rickles treatment.
I think he wrote this himself.
You think so?
A little bit, I do. Just a little bit.
Well, okay. I can buy that. I think I agree.
Panic set in. I was pretty sure I hadn't grown taller, but man, had I gotten wider.
Mr. Grant.
Yes, I yelped, sticking my balding, slightly grizzled head over the cubicle partition. Yeah.
Are you okay, Mr. Grant?
No! I mean, don't come in. I'm very busy. I'm just fine.
Mr. Grant, I'm here to eat your pussy. I'm the Pussy Boys.
Please eat my pussy. I'm Michael Grant. No, it's like, I get this. Like, Michael Grant has been on record saying that Marco is the character with his voice. Why wouldn't he write this self-deprecating takedown? I don't write.
Yeah.
I say self-deprecating takedowns of myself all the time. I started with this. I don't eat pussy. No woman comes near me.
So what you're saying, though, is that this book has gone through edits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And you can see the seams. And this is one of those seams, right? Because I bet you he was reading this and he's like, this isn't funny. Right? Like, this whole scene probably never happened in the first draft, and it's just like, we need to punch this up a little bit. And this feels like a pretty, like, quick and dirty punch up, because immediately after, it's like, and then I leave the building, and then I go to the
he
barn.
goes to the bathroom, he beats Michael Grant up, he steals his clothes, and leaves.
Yeah, like, it goes nowhere because this book needs levity.
And, like, this book kind of paints the perfect picture of Michael Grant. Because Marco goes to the bathroom, Michael Grant sees himself, passes out, and leaves. So what did we learn from this book about Michael Grant? He's a fat pussy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to eat him.
What?
I'm a pussy eater, boy.
Oh, fuck.
I don't like this theme we've settled on.
There's no escape from it, Tyler. Could you imagine me trying to cut out every single instance of the pussy eating boys?
We're very good at it. Making jokes, not pussy eating.
Yeah, we're actually pretty bad at it, I bet.
Hey, you're bad at it. Don't talk for me.
We already talked about it. I'm the gentleman, you're the bad boy.
Samantha, is that true? Is Nate the gentleman? Am I the bad boy?
You're both kind of both.
Oh, no.
In a way.
You know, like, man has a lot of dualities to him. Inside of you are two wolves. One is the gentleman.
One eats pussy, the other eats pussy.
Yeah, it's whichever one you feed pussy. Samantha, what did you think of this bit with Michael Grant? How did you feel about it, knowing what you know now as an adult?
I thought it was just so fucking tenuous. Like, this is all just random, zany, like, almost slapstick shitty sci-fi. I don't know. I didn't like this bit. I was bored, to be honest.
It was very strange. Very strange and very stupid.
Yeah, this whole plan is stupid. So we cut to Animorphs HQ.
No, they go to school. Marco's like...
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because Marco's like, sorry, Mr. Chapman. You can call my poppy.
That's right. Oh, yeah, he goes back to... After he skips school, he goes back like an idiot.
Never go back to school.
Just leave.
Yeah, I invented a stomach ulcer so I could skip school and stay home and play EverQuest. That's what I did in middle school.
Congratulations.
Because I wanted to kill fucking Cuber in the Kino sewers.
Somebody's loving that. Everyone's wondering where Marco went for the first couple of periods of class.
He says nothing. He's like, haha, guess what? I've got so much shit to tell y'all. And they're like, what? And they're like, I'll tell you later.
Yeah, it's a fun,
That's
cool
like the
secret.
vague Facebook post for the 1990s.
They're still doing it. Like, I hate that shit. I hate vague posting. It makes me so mad.
So they do eventually meet up at Animorphs HQ. They're like, all right, let's figure out what Marco got up to during first period. And Marco explains that, like, hey, I trailed my mom. She's alive, has an office, and a giant briefcase. Maybe we should go look at that. And everyone's looking at Marco as a crazy person.
Like, hey, Marco, are you okay?
Yeah. Like, okay, yeah, this is good information, but also, like, dude, you should have come got us. Like, we know she's in the building somewhere. That's enough.
Yeah, Sutherland Tower, 21st floor.
Right.
It's fine.
But they begrudgingly agree that, okay, yeah, so we need to look into this, right?
Jake can't go.
Well, why can't Jake go? Because
family thing.
Okay. Well, that's okay, though, because we have the rest. We have Cassidy.
Rachel can't go.
Wait, why can't Rachel go?
She's got to babysit her little sisters. But it's okay. We got the rest. Oh,
yeah,
Cassie can't go.
Why not?
She's going to fail math or history or some other class. I don't remember.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So she's a dummy?
No, she's
busy. She
had a hard book last episode.
That's true. Okay, so let's get together the losers crew. We have Axe, the weird nerd.
Axe, Tobias, and Marco, the losers crew?
Yes.
Well, Marco brings down the average significantly.
All right, that's fair.
And I'm going to say it. Axe and Tobias are kind of losers. They're lovable losers, but they have lost some shit.
Oh, Jesus, you are going to eat so... Sorry, I'm going to eat so much shit for you saying this.
No, it's like, I say losers in like a freaks and geeks kind of a way. Like, they are outsiders, they are rejects, they have lost the game of life a
and they
bit.
even, I mean, to their credit, they say, yeah, we don't have families or anything going on, let's do it.
They describe themselves as losers a lot. And you know, like, hey, when all else fails, you talk to the losers who have nothing left to lose.
Do you think you're a loser?
I think that I've lost some big gambles. So yeah, I'm a loser.
On.
But
what do you think you lost?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I did not spend my time wisely when I was younger.
Samantha, do you think you're a loser?
Absolutely. And I think the people who don't think they're losers are probably like narcissists.
They think they're winners, right?
Right.
Like, is anyone out there thinking like, I'm middling, I'm just okay? Well, I suppose those are the most boring people of all, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
The people are like, everything's fine.
I didn't win, didn't lose. Tyler, what do you think? What are you? You're a winner?
I'm not a winner.
Are you a loser?
I mean, I guess technically yes, but I never stopped fighting.
Yeah. So what that means is losers are actually kind of cool. They're the B team. A team has decided that they have more important things like raids.
The leader, the fighter, and the heart are like, nah, we're not doing this.
We're busy.
Yeah, we have other things to do.
Yeah. You guys who don't have a life, go take care of it.
Ugh. And Marco's like, yeah, it'll be fine. My dad just comes home after 12 hours and just watches ESPN because he's a bad father.
He's working hard, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, after 12-hour shifts, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to watch sports and not think of his wife. Because remember, he did, not too long ago, like a couple months ago, he did just kind of dissociate and watch blank TV. I never forgot that detail from that first book, where he's just like,
nor should you,
just watching static. Anyways, so we bring the B team up, and they fly up to the top of Sutherland Tower. They're ready to infiltrate that office. We'll find out what's in that briefcase.
We should mention that Jake makes Tobias the leader. He says if any decision needs to be made, Tobias gets to make it.
Yeah.
We should also mention that Tobias is the one in this conversation wondering, what is a cranny exactly? You guys could tell him.
Whatever do you mean?
Well, okay, so what is a nook?
I'm not familiar with a nook, but I've been in some crannies. Oh, cranberry grandma, cranny.
What? Oh.
Listen, Tyler, we as the Pussy Eating Boys, we have a responsibility to...
Do we?
Yeah.
What's our responsibility?
To know what a nook and a cranny is, I feel.
I don't like the Pussy Eating Boys.
Listen, there's no escape from it. There's no escape from this label we've foisted upon ourselves. Right? The thing is, like, Corona allowed us to redefine ourselves, and we chose poorly.
We chose the Pussy Eating Boys.
and there's no going back. We can only go forward, all right? We're going to go into this tower, right? We're going to infiltrate it. We're going to go through where there's a door, but it's okay, though. We have a more...
The door is the pussy.
That's right. And what's their equivalent of a pussy? Okay, no, I'm not going to go there.
Axe says divide and conquer.
Right.
That's what you should do.
So
nope. There's...
So they need to get into this building. How do they do it? They turn into our good friend, our lovable friend of Joe in his apartment, the cockroach.
The cockroach.
The cockroach.
La cucaracha.
And I think this is a wonderful segue to really split the mood and get into some animal fact nights.
Animal facts nights. Cockroach facts.
Animal facts nights.
Prince Jake and Cassie, Tobias and Axe, Rachel and Margot, the bandits are here. They want to listen to animal facts. Fuck all the yerks, Margot's mom is a bitch.
I've also got mountain goat facts.
Well, we'll get to those, but
Yeah.
we thought it would be an interesting experiment to send you the cockroach facts that we have not read, so you could read them to us.
All right, let's do
They're
it.
from our bud, our pal, fellow pussy eater person, Divine Soup Can. I hope you like eating pussy, Divine Soup Can.
It's too late now. You know what? Like we chose labels for everybody tonight.
Everybody's eating pussy.
Thanks, Divine Soup Can. Enjoy the pussy.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, enjoy the pussy, Divine Soup Can.
It's our gift to you.
Hold on, let me have just a little more tanuki.
All right, Tyler, focus. Promise me you'll focus.
I'm focused.
Okay.
I had a coworker once tell me that focus stood for fuck off because you're stupid.
That's kind of clever, actually. I like that. Tell me a little more about our good friend, the cockroach.
Tell us a little something.
Yep, so the closest relatives of cockroaches are termites, having likely diverged in the late Jurassic period. So they're fucking dinosaurs, man. The name
what
cockroach...
isn't a dinosaur, though, really? Name one thing that isn't a dinosaur.
A pussy eater boy.
Yeah, that's right. Dinosaur would not do that. It's true.
Yeah, there's no slizzard out there licking pussy.
The name cockroach comes from cucaracha, meaning beetle, before being anglicized by non-Spanish speakers into cock, chicken, roach, fish.
Wait,
Chicken fish.
listen, if you see one chicken fish, you know that there's a bunch living in your walls.
Samantha, can you give us one more cock, please?
Cock.
Ooh, that's good.
Add that to the soundboard.
Fantastic, I would be privileged. A cockroach's heart is a tube that runs the length of its body. It
Wait.
has 13 chambers, linked like a string of sausages.
That's horrifying.
So, yeah, I get it. I understand why you would do that.
What do you mean you get it? Oh, you understand nature and evolution. Thank God. That's horrifying to me. A heart, 13 chambers long, the length of their... Picture your heart running down to your feet.
I mean, yeah, like, well, what is a vein if not just an extended heart?
Oh my God.
I know a lot about biology.
Please continue before I kill the pussy eater boy in front of me.
It's boys, plural. If you kill me, another one will take my place.
Let's see. While cockroaches are not unkillable, they are difficult to control. A cockroach population exposed to a pesticide will develop resistance to both that pesticide and other classes of pesticides it has not been exposed to yet. So yeah, we've got this COVID vaccine resistance cockroach. That's nice. If you
it's the Borg. They're Borgs.
Or my chlamydia.
Yeah, or they're both those things.
The Borg with chlamydia. The Borg who fucks.
Did you know that koalas all have chlamydia?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why if you upset them, they pee on you and you can get chlamydia. And that happened to Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Justin Bieber's like, yeah, koala peed on me. That's how I got chlamydia.
Ooh, dodged that embarrassing bullet.
That's parody. Justin Bieber did not fuck a koala, but he probably did.
And if you cut off a cockroach's head, the body will die in about a week due to starvation or dehydration, and the head will die in a few hours.
Jesus Christ. The body lives longer than the head?
Yeah, I mean, a couple animals do that, right? Like chickens, they can walk around with their heads without their
A
heads.
week.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
Just a cockroach body wandering around going to the Jamba Juice. Like, I guess I can't eat this.
Cockroaches are about 5 times as radiation tolerant as humans.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it can have, like, it could just, go have an X-ray for fun, really.
So much for the tolerant cockroach.
Let's see. Oh, cockroaches raised in lab/nursery conditions are safe for eating. Fry them up in some oil, not too long because they cook quickly. Fry them again, their insides get like cottage cheese.
Yeah, I think I'm good on the cockroach eating. Eventually, we're all gonna have to eat bugs. I think in the hell world that we're heading towards. So, I would go grasshopper before cockroach. I think.
Chili powder, a bed of rice, some veggies.
Yeah.
Bada boom.
Put on some chili crisp on a cockroach. That sounds all right. That's how you become.
Copulation can be prolonged, though some cockroaches reproduce without the need for males. I'm all about that. That's pretty cool.
Prolonged, as in like there's the edge equivalent of a cockroach out there. It's like I can do this for hours. Like shut up, the edge cockroach.
No, the Sting is the sex guy, not the Edge from U2.
I'm sorry, they're the same person to me, really.
Okay, all right, fair.
Yeah.
They will gulp air to inflate, harden, and darken for the first hours of life. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say that the cockroaches are born bright white.
Oh,
so they've got privilege from the beginning, and then they inflate, and they harden, and they darken.
Do better, cockroaches.
They will mature in 3 to 4 months and live for an average of 1.5 years.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Mothers only need to be impregnated once before laying many broods across their lifetime. That sounds fucking terrible.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I feel like at that point, if you're a cockroach, it's just... it's relieving. It's like, took a big dump. Now it's time for me to move on. Like it's relaxing.
Yeah,
activity.
that's definitely having children. It's just taking a big dump.
I'd say so. At least for Marco.
But listen, depending on the species, the egg case may be attached to a substrate or in a crevice or a cranny or a nook. Or the eggs may hatch while the egg is still within the mother.
Yikes.
Nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel.
Eggs hatch in the mom?
Yeah. Alien.
Ugh. I don't like this.
No.
I'm never eating pussy again.
We went too far. I don't want to see another one. I'm done.
I'm not wearing glasses anymore. I've seen enough pussy.
It's seen too much. We don't need eyes where we're going. So it sounds like that is a cockroach facts. Tyler, how do you feel about our new lovable friend, the cockroach?
I have a cockroach story if you want to hear it.
I do.
Samantha, do you want to hear my cockroach story?
Absolutely.
So, you hear these like urban legends in healthcare. You never expect to run into one.
A living legend.
Like, you never expect to hear about one firsthand. And, Samantha, do you know what a panis is?
No, I don't know what a panis is.
Nate,
break down the Latin for me.
Nate,
so I know what a panini is.
Do you know what a panis is, Nate?
I do actually know what a panis is, yes. Imagine a new arm. That's a panis, right?
No. So a panis, let me give you the technical term. An abdominal apron. It is the very obese people whose obesity and their stomachs extend down past their knees. Like, it's called a panis. There's a panis grading scale. And you hear all kinds of stories about panises. I was working with someone and she told me a story about how at a hospital she worked at, an entire floor was shut down because of one person's panis. Now, she was working in the emergency department, and she had this patient who was like super morbidly obese, like 900 pounds, sent her up to be admitted. And when the patient got upstairs to her room, nurses have to do what's called a total skin check, where they look at every inch of your skin to look for injury. Like, it's how they prevent injury, like to look for skin breakdown, all that stuff. You have to do it, especially with panises. And the nurses upstairs used a sling to lift this patient's panis, whatever. Panis. And when they lifted the panis, they found a nest of roaches. And when the roaches saw the light, they scattered out from under this person's abdominal apron, started crawling up other patients, crawling up other nurses. They had to shut the floor down and fumigate because there were so many roaches living under this person's penis.
Fucking Andalite bandits.
They say that after the big one, total nuclear annihilation, when every other living thing has been turned into a pile of glowing mud, roaches will still be powering over the ruins of civilization. The amazing, indestructible cockroach.
Cockroaches are strong.
Yeah, they're hardy. They know how to party. Just like in that hit show, Joe's Apartment.
It was a movie. It's the first MTV movie.
No, I call movies shows now. I'm like an old person.
Oh, jeez, you are old.
What was the name of that program?
Joe's Apartment. It's quite good.
Let's watch it.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, though. Roaches also know how to have fun, right? We know this because when Axe and Tobias and Marco, they all turn roaches. For a period, Tobias is described as a bug bird. I think that's kind of funny. They turn to the cockroach and they sneak into this building, but it's at the top of this very tall building.
The Sutherland Tower, yeah.
That's right. And Marco's mom's office is like halfway down.
21st floor, yeah.
That's right. So they need to get their way down there. As a roach, they're very small. It's going to take a while.
Mm-hmm.
What's the fastest way for a cockroach to get down to the 21st floor?
Samantha, what's the fastest way?
Well, apparently it's zipping down a fucking rail, but don't they have wings? Like, can't they just, like...
That
down?
was my thought, too. Roaches have wings and can flitter about.
But why do that when you can grind a fucking sick rail? You know, just do a 50-50 ollie down that bad boy.
You know more skating terms than I thought you did.
I would say that Marco's probably, like, he's goofy. He's got that goofy foot because also he's, like, a funny guy. So he's probably, like, riding that rail, like, you know, backwards. But, yeah, I think that's pretty good. And, you know, like, they're having a great time, right? Mm-hmm. They're going really fast, scaringly fast, according to like, you know, everyone else.
And Axe is counting the floors because he's the smart one.
He's good at counting, and like he likes to let everyone know that he's good at counting.
First comes the first floor, then after that we have the second floor. Then after the second floor, of course, we come to the third floor. After the third floor, you better believe comes the fourth floor. That's Axe.
Yeah. And so, like, yeah, they skate down this sick rail. They grind that rail and they hit Marco's mom's office, the floor with the office on it.
And this whole time, Marco is just full of himself. Just absolutely like, yeah, we're going to do this. It's the best plan. I figured this out. Me.
He's feeling confident about the plan, but also like he knows that he's being watched, right?
Right.
He knows that nobody trusts him in this plan because it's a plan going for his dead mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's a little bit concerned about, you know, hey, maybe this isn't your thing. Maybe this shouldn't be your mission.
Right. Hey, Marco, maybe do you want to think about this before we do this? And he's like, no, me.
Yeah. And like, yeah, he's super, he's not adamant about it, but like, I think everyone's kind of scared of him at this point. Would you say that?
They're at least walking on eggshells with him.
Right. Why are they walking on eggshells? Why are they being careful? What are they afraid that Marco will do?
Snap, betray them, reveal them.
I mean, all of the above. Like, they even call it out as, Marco, you're acting manic. Which is, I mean, we look at characters in the story who are probably bipolar. Marco is the bipolar one. He's the bisexual with mental health problems. That's our Marco. And we talked about how in this book, it doesn't feel as funny. It doesn't feel as Marco. But that's because Marco is dealing with acute mania and he's hyper fixating on his mother. So he's not making his jokes. He's hyper, like I said, hyper fixated on his mother. So he's not going to be funny. He's in a zone that his brain does not understand, that he cannot break out of himself.
So, like, and that's why it's hard to tell whether or not this is a well or poorly written book, because why do it tonight? Why not wait until everyone is a night free?
Right.
They've done that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like, why is he, why didn't he break into his mom's place the first time?
Mm-hmm.
And then once he gets in there, okay, so they go to his mom's office, right?
Yeah.
It's covered in hologram paint, as Axe explains.
Which is like world-destroying technology that doesn't exist.
Whatever. It's there. It's just in this office now. And, you know, like they go in and they see this scene, right? Which is Marco's mom, like she's chained to a yerk pool.
Yeah, she's got her neck tied down to a portable yerk pool with her ear in the yerk pool.
Yeah, imagine like kind of like a gallows situation where her head is just like tied down into the pool so she can't wriggle away or lift her head up.
Right.
And so Marco puts it together like, oh, this is mom, not Visser 1.
Right.
Right.
Visser 1's in the pool. That's my mom.
Yeah, Visser 1's in the pool drinking from like this emergency Kendrona supply.
Right.
Again, like all this feels a bit lazy, but like, you know, the emotions are high enough that I didn't care so much. Because Marco, his first reaction is he starts, without realizing it and without like willfully choosing to do so, he just starts walking towards his mom.
Yeah, he's in a manic trance. And I don't know if...
Like it's a fugue state almost, right? Like,
yeah. I don't know if either of you have been around anyone who's in like an acutely manic phase, but it's pretty accurate in that you can't stop them from doing whatever they're going to do. Samantha, have you had any experience with people in acutely manic phases?
Yes, definitely. And I completely agree with you both about him and about how that behavior is in general. So it's quite confusing because once again, we don't know if the author like was doing this on purpose or, you know, I'd be like, would they put bipolar disorder in a children's book? I really don't know. So yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure if they know what they were doing, but they definitely keyed into something that is very real, and they write about it in an authentic way. So
I think it's like they didn't know what they were writing, right? Like they were describing all the symptoms of it and all the actions, the behaviors of it, but they didn't actually like acknowledge it when they were writing it, because otherwise,
I'm not sure that's accurate, because Tobias calls Marco manic.
Yeah, but in the clinical sense, or like, hey, Marco, you're kind of wigging out a little bit.
I mean, it's kind of both.
Hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
Right? And like, well, let's keep on going. Let's see if we can paint a clearer picture here. So he takes a step, right? Tobias starts yelling at him. He takes another step. Axe starts yelling at him. And eventually Axe like does his cool guy maneuver and puts the tail blade against his throat. It's
yeah,
like, hey,
sometimes you have to threaten to kill your friends.
As you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then he slaps away Axe's tail blade and he comments on how thick and strong and muscly it is.
I mean, yeah, honestly, has he ever touched the tail, I wonder?
You know he stroked that tail.
Yeah.
You think Axe, like, you know, maybe he likes it when you touch his tail.
I would like it.
I mean, Shorns put their tail blades together. Like, do you think they maybe rub them back and forth?
Do you think they just like clink them together? Honestly, if I had a tail, I'd be like, yeah, let's tail 5. This one's fun.
Well, if I had a tail, I'd be using my tail to throw shit at you all the time.
Yeah, but like, so Tobias does the leadership thing, which is like, let's talk about it, Marco. Mm-hmm. Hey, just think about what you're doing right now. We're here just to investigate the situation, right?
Yep.
And we can get her out another time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now's not the time. I know that you're feeling it, but like, you know, there'll be another opportunity.
Yep.
And we're here to make that opportunity happen.
We're here purely for reconnaissance.
Yeah, and so Marco snaps out of it, and he feels like shit. Right? He feels like shit because of he's betraying his friends, but also he feels like shit because his mom's right there.
She's right there,
and like she doesn't even have yerk brain. Like in theory, he could turn into a gorilla, run real fast, and just grab her,
knock the yerk pool over, grab her.
Yeah, is what he's thinking. But you know, in reality, like that is too risky.
Yeah.
You can't do that. So instead they kind of like look at the briefcase. They're like, okay, what is this briefcase? It's a temporary emergency portable Kendrona. One use for a day. And she only has 6 days left of her supply. So
they know she's on the run. Something's not right.
Yeah, she's wearing a disguise, right? She has a briefcase full of money, aka food.
Right.
Yeah, she's a femme fatale at this point. Right?
But then how did she get this like office in a fancy business district skyscraper building? Like if she's on the run, wouldn't she be like in a cabin somewhere? Even if she's looking at the Hork-Bajir colony, like shouldn't she be out in a tent somewhere with her little Kendra thing?
Well, no, she's a boss bitch. She's still got resources. We just don't know about
she still has class too. She's not going to stand like some skanky cabin in the middle of nowhere.
She's Visser fucking one.
Yeah, her compromise is that she's in the middle of the building, not the top.
Right.
That's what she chooses. Like, all right, fine. I won't be in the most important room in this building.
I'll be in just a middling room.
Right.
But, she's got the important bases covered. She has access to Michael Grant, which is what she really wants.
It's what we all want. Oh, Nate's yawning.
Oh, shit.
And one more time nights. Nate's sleepy.
Baby Nate is sleepy.
It's just 2 a.m. What are you going to do? Yeah, have some more Tanuki. Get it down. Get that Tanuki down your neck, bro.
Good.
I better have another seltzer.
So they're just kind of like looking at the situation, and
what happens is the Hork-Bajir burst through and start a fucking firefight.
Right. So, like, it's obvious at this point that there is a Visser feud.
Yep.
Right? She's on the run. Run from who? What? Visser 2? Who cares about that guy?
Nobody.
No. We know it's our main bad guy. Our strong, powerful lad. Our third pussy-eating boy.
Oh, he's number 3.
Visser 3.
He's number 1.
He is number 1. Pussy.
Yep, it's true. The number 1 pussy-eating boy, Visser 3.
Visser 3. Has sent an army of Hork-Bajir to kill her.
That's right.
And she starts blasting.
Oh, yeah. No, she immediately, like, pulls out a Dracon beam and starts shooting away. But she's being overpowered.
Yes.
In comes like a small army of these Hork-Bajir, right? She's not going to get out of this alive.
That's when Marco goes gorilla in the bathroom and grabs her, while Axe and Tobias kill the Hork-Bajir.
Yeah. Well, begrudgingly. Axe hates this.
He does. He's
Right.
like, let's fucking kill her.
Right. Well, yeah. Like, you are being extremely foolish, he says.
Yeah.
Right. Pretty much.
Well, he's resigned himself to the fate, right? Like, he knows he can't necessarily stop Marco, and he knows that this sucks, but he's just like, well, it's happening, so might as well not die.
Yeah, the same thing is true anytime you're with a friend who's in a manic phase. You can't really stop them from what they're doing. You just have to reduce the harm that they do to themselves or others.
Yep, you're along for the ride.
You just
hopefully not in a car, but like you're along for that ride.
You grab onto them and you try and keep them safe, which is what Tobias and Axe try to do.
Well, but by grabbing on, you mean getting to town on some Hork-Bajir.
Yeah, they do murk some Hork-Bajir while Marco's hugging his mom.
Right, pretty much. Like, just tackle him and hugging her as a gorilla. Tobias, he does something that hasn't done in a really long time.
What's that?
Sear! Tobias flapped, talons out, a fury of russet feathers, and the Hork-Bajir fell back, clutching his eyes. My boy's got another eye for his collection.
That guy goes for eyes.
Yeah, it's too bad he forgot the eyeball bag.
Yeah, well, I imagine he kind of like eats it whole and then spits it back out later.
He goes for eyes the same way we go for pussy. Hands and mouth first.
And we scream. A powerful
pussy!
Yeah, honestly, like, the pussy-eating boys technique is a strange one.
I don't like this anymore.
You keep saying it.
You're the one that brought this one back up. I did not do that.
I can't stop.
And so, like, there's a scuffle, and they beat back the Hork-Bajir because they're very good at doing this, you guys.
Yeah, they've done it a bunch. There's not that many of them. Plus, Visser 3 or Visser 1 shoots some of the Hork-Bajir.
Right. And then, like, Marco goes in to, like, kind of pull her away from, well, like, he goes in to protect her, and she just shoots. Yeah. She pulls out the Dracon beam and tries to blast Marco.
She blasts a little hole at him.
As you do.
Yeah.
But they're still there. They're still saying, like, hey, we're here to negotiate, as Marco's just, like, bleeding out.
Yep. And Visser 1, we learn, has been completely disgraced after shit went sideways when they were building hammerhead sharks.
Well, you say disgraced. I say a gashad.
A gashad.
Yeah, that's right.
They put a jihad out on Visser 1.
That's right. The Council of 13 believed that Visser 1 was a traitor because she's very bad at her job. Well, no, because like there were Andalite bandits around and she got away somehow.
Uh-huh. Visser 3 saw the Animorphs let her go.
Suspicious. Gashad on you. You're disgraced, and we're gonna come and kill you.
Samantha, you ever had a gashad on anyone?
Oh yeah, that's that's what I do on Wednesday nights. I shoot gashads on people.
He's just like, that's a gashad. The delivery man.
That's a gashad.
Didn't bring it right. That's a gashad.
Yeah. You think they do gashad a lot? I mean, like Visser 3 seems to be pretty casual, just like murking his boys, his crew.
There's no one to do a gashad on him.
I guess, yeah. But he doesn't say, I will gashad you. He just kills them. I think it's only if you're a higher ranking member you get the gashad.
We find out she's been demoted to like a sub-Visser rank, and she's like, I'm going to fuck these motherfuckers up. I'm going to kill Visser 3. This fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I used to be the HBIC. Now I'm fucking nobody.
Yeah.
And so they decide to make a deal. Marco's like, I know exactly what to say. Axe, say this. Which is let's make a deal.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he says,
they see that Visser 1 is watching the Hork-Bajir colony, the free Hork-Bajir. You know, Jerahami, Ket Halpak, Toby, all our best friends.
Yeah, she has like pictures of Hork-Bajir hanging out in the forest. She's like, I don't know where they are, but I know they're around.
Yeah. She's like, I have sources that you don't even know about.
It's like, all right, you have a satellite. We're very impressed.
Yeah, it's very good. Strong work.
But like, you know, she wants to know their exact location. And Marco wants the opportunity to kill Visser 3.
Yep.
Right. So like, hey, let's make a trade. And she'll believe it because Andalites don't give a fuck about anyone but Andalites.
Yep.
That's right. Those arrogant Andalite bastards.
Those blue cerulean motherfuckers.
Right. Like, well, yeah, and Axe plays along with this by like saying, like, okay, fine, we'll get rid of these free Hork-Bajir. We don't care. Just
who cares? They're just dumb animals to us.
Yeah, just get us Visser 3. Get us the one that killed my bro.
They're like, we want Visser 1's like, why would you give up the Hork-Bajir for Visser 3? And they're just like, well, you're going to be easier to kill than Visser 3. Which, fair.
Yeah, she appreciates that. She's like, all right, yeah, that's a good point. It's true. I am weak and fleshy. Visser 3 can turn into a spearfish.
Yeah, the Lepton javelin fish or whatever.
Yeah, the Lepton. Oh, whatever. You remembered exactly what it was.
I'm not certain that's the name. It's fucking 2 a.m. and I'm drunk.
Lepton javelin fish. Yeah, a little bit stronger than a lady.
What?
I don't know. That sounded sexist somehow.
Jesus fuck, man.
Listen, you dames out there are definitely weaker than a Lepton javelin fish. I can tell you that right now.
Please do not call our broad listeners dames.
Gams.
No, gams are the legs, right?
I think so.
Samantha, are gams legs?
I don't know. What's a gam?
Someone let us know what gams are. I think legs. Could they be boobs?
Yeah, probably. Check out them gams.
It's uncertain at this time what the pussy eater boys think gams are.
So they make the deal. Tobias says, listen, you better not like, you know, mess this up, Marco, because I just sold out my best friends.
Tobias is like, I don't want to do this. And he's like, just trust me, bro.
Yeah, and they all kind of play along with it. Well, I think it's because even if they trust him or not, Marco's going to do it.
Right.
Right? Like, you know, even if I say, like, yes or no, you're still going to do the thing you're going to do.
You know your manic friend is going to keep doing their manic shit.
Right.
So you just kind of go with it.
Whether or not you say you should get that tattoo or not, they're just going to go off and get that tattoo.
What's wrong with tattoos?
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. Right. It's like, I have tattoos.
He's in a state right now.
He is. And he's kind of like feeling himself too. He says, I knew Tobias and Axe were doubtful. I knew they didn't entirely trust me. They thought I was playing a double game, but they were wrong. I had seen the way to destroy both Viscers. I had seen it all in its perfection. People don't understand the word ruthless. They think it means mean. It's not about being mean. It's about seeing the bright, clear line that leads from A to B. The line that goes from motive to means, beginning to end. It's about seeing that bright, clear line and not caring about anything but the beautiful fact that you can see the solution. Not caring about anything else but the perfection of it. That's what had happened. I saw the way to take both Viscers down, and that's all that mattered. But I wasn't going to explain all that. Other people's pity just messes with the straight line. Other people's pity makes you think things you can't think about when you're seeing the line.
And so, Marco's feeling good. So is Viscer 1, weirdly enough. Like, before they leave after making this deal, she says, she does this thing that I think is hilarious. She grinned a savage grin. But don't worry. When I am returned to power, I will figure it out. And then she made a gun hand, pointing at my head, and said, "Sew." She makes a little laser sound.
Viscer 1's cold. She's cold and calculating in a way that Viscer 3 is not.
So is Marco right now.
Yes, both of them are.
Right, and like the running theme throughout this book is that they're seeing a line, right?
And they're going to snort them.
They're going to snort that line. They're going to do that bump. No, like they see a direct path to victory. They're both so confident that they only see the straight path. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter who is in the way of that path. They're going there.
Other people's feelings do not matter. We are here to serve the line.
Right. If Tobias is in the way of the line, get him out of there. If any of the other Animorphs are there, if the Free Harpers are in there, get him out of there. If Marco is in the path of that line, get him out of there. Mm-hmm. All that matters is the line from A to B.
Yep.
Which I don't know how I feel about the metaphor of the line. I think it becomes a bit labored. But
it's labored, yes, but it's also simple enough for a kid to understand.
Kids love lines.
My parents love lines.
Kids love them too.
But I do think that this part is interesting in the way that Marco has this, what he calls kind of ruthless ability to carry out, what needs to be done in order to achieve victory in relation to the, the way that he sees it going forward, the pathway that he sees it going forward. And I think that's also the big difference between Viscer 3 and Viscer 1, because Viscer 3 is just like fucking evil, crazy bastard. Like, I don't think he's particularly good at planning. I think he's just kind of evil and chaotic. Whereas Viscer 1 is certainly, the more clever one. And actually, she's the one that makes decisions a lot more like how Marco is being now, which, it's supposed to draw a parallel, even though supposedly the Yerk is in charge here, right? But I think that might have been what they're going for, maybe.
Do you think it works?
Yeah, I think it kind of works. Well, wait, works in what sense? Like in terms of a plot line?
The plans do not work.
Like, the plans do not work, sure. But do you think that makes an interesting and compelling parallel between the two?
I think so. I'm not sure if it was on purpose, but yeah, I think so.
I'm of this mind that I should just give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it is on purpose.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I also think that this really brings, I have a renewed respect for Viscer 3 because Marco has this, really clever, well thought out plan. And Viscer 1 has a really clever, well thought out plan. They both go to shit. Viscer 3, he's the most effective person in this book by far because he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just we'll get to what he does later, but he's very effective at being a badass bitch.
Yes, 100%.
Right? Anyways, so Marco needs to do his plan right now.
Yeah,
tonight.
For some reason,
we're doing this tonight.
He's like, we have to do this right now. We can't do it. There's no tomorrow. We have to do it right now, which is another beautiful little piece of mania.
Yeah. If I don't get it done right now, I may change my mind.
Right. Mm-hmm. When you read this chapter, oh, fuck, they're going to do the plan tonight. It's just going to be Marco axe Tobias. So they fly to Cassie's house. They break her window. They say, Cassie, wake up.
What? Oh, Okay, bird high.
We need a mountain morph right now. It's important. We need it right now. We need something strong that can go up a mountain.
Mountain morph?
Shut the fuck up, Cassie. We need a mountain morph. We need something strong that can get up and down mountains. Can you tell us what's going on?
It's not a whale?
No, fuck whales. We don't have time for your fucking whales. We don't need gratitude.
We've got whale email.
We need fucking mountain morph. Tell me a mountain morph.
Mountain goat.
Okay, let's go to the gardens.
All right, bye. I'm going back to sleep. I'm Cassie.
They go to the gardens. Marco gets gored in the ass.
Yeah, which again, I think like this is another edit, right? This is another scene that we're seeing, right? Because they fly up to the new mountainous zone in the gardens,
and Marco's like, they're not talking to me. Maybe they're talking amongst themselves. They're pitying me.
Yeah, he noticed that also during the interaction with Cassie. It's like, hey, they're staring at each other and having really awkward silences. They're probably talking behind my back. Right. And if you are a person who are, is kind of in a state, you even if they weren't, you would assume that they were. Right? Like Marco is just thinking like they're all talking behind me right now. Right.
And in this case, they probably are.
Yeah, probably. Marco being the way he is right now, he's all over the place and he's ready, rearing to go. So he goes.
As well as this, like he goes and he gets Cassie's help, right? But then when Cassie was doing the whole like Aftran thing, Marco was the one being a dickhead to her about how could you make all these decisions for all of us? In fact, that happens many times. But now Marco is doing the exact same thing. So of course, it's perplexing to the other people. But then if you think about like what other options they had, what could they have done? It would have been like when Jake got yerked, like they would have had to fucking tie him in a shed somewhere, So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised they're talking about him. I am surprised that they're letting him, go to all of this extent just by virtue of his crazy brain. But
so far they're not like doing the plan. They're just getting the materials together to do the plan.
And
right.
Marco's doing what I would called earlier terminal Reddit brain. And that he believes himself to be smarter than everyone in the room when really he's just more selfish than everyone in the room because he doesn't recognize that his actions have consequences beyond himself. Which, sorry, if you're a huge Reddit person, that's become synonymous with who you are, and I'm going to judge you forever.
Okay, I'm going to read to you a Reddit post. It's in the forum, Today I Fucked Up, TIFU, right? Pretty popular one. Okay. I read that male mountain goats enjoy butting each other with their horns in each other's butts. And let me just say that unless you have been butted down a 15-foot high cliff by 250 pounds of angry male mountain goat, you have not experienced true humiliation. Today I fucked up.
Am I the asshole? I touched a goat and he fucking gored my ass.
Yeah, Marco gets hit in the butt and it's really funny. Next chapter. It's another kind of an insert of levity because...
I mean, levity, sure, but it's also another example of, I think, what the authors were going for in his mania, because you read this chapter and he's like, we have to do this now. We have to go to the gardens in the middle of the night. We have to acquire goats. This is a ticking time bomb. He even says to Cassie, the clock is ticking on this. They go and get the goat morphs, and then the next chapter is, I couldn't sleep. I was laying in bed. And it's like, oh, maybe the mania shit is intentional. Maybe this is Marco in the middle of a manic bipolar episode. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking too hard about it.
No, you're not, because like the next chapter is he's explaining his plan to the Animorphs, and they're like, Marco, you sound really strange. You're kind of antsy right now, and he flips out on him. He's like, yeah,
but it's also sorry.
No, go ahead.
I also thought it was interesting that nowhere in this book until the very end do we actually know what the plan was. Like, until the things are occurring, we are not given this information. Like, so just like the other people in the group, we don't actually know if Marco's explained like all these details to them, right? Like, we as the reader don't even know. So it's a little bit like you're following this bipolar person around in their mania, like, hey, okay, I'm gonna do the thing, and you have no fucking idea what they're doing.
You're being dragged around, but you have to go with them because they're gonna hurt themselves.
Yeah, right. They're going to make a mistake.
Right. And Cassie, like, is tired of it at a point. Like she blows up at him and she's like, she's your mother. This whole mission of like assassinating both these Vissers, like you're gonna kill your mom in this plan, Marco.
Yeah, she's like, does anyone want to talk about how this is Marco's mom?
Right. Like, because, yeah, they need to talk about it, right?
And Marco just says, no, we don't have to talk about it. We just need to do the plan. We need to get the perfect line.
It's fine. And Jake being the wonderful, good friend and smart leader, blows Cassie off and says, just go ahead. Tell us the rest of your plan, Marco.
And he does.
Yeah, because I think Jake doesn't care that Marco's about to kill his mom.
No, he knows that's the right move.
He knows it's the correct move, but also like we'll talk about it when we get to the scene at the end of this book, right? But like I think Jake is showing how much of an asshole he is again later on.
I think maybe he's an asshole, or maybe he already knows the way this is going.
He's making the strategic decision, which is the asshole decision.
I mean, sure. But it's also smarter than Jake's ever been.
Well, let's work our way to that. I think that there's still some ground to cover here. So the plan is that they're gonna lead Visser 1 by the nose all the way around town. All right, Visser 1, we sent you an email.
Yeah.
Your requested means of communication.
I wanted to say something about this because, like, what do you think her email address was? Like. I don't know, subvisor69 at AOL.com. Like,
I think her email is, I hate those bandits. Very simple. Yeah, it's just like, hey, also, this is early internet. It wasn't taken already. I hate these bandits was open. She didn't have to add like an XXX69 Goku at the end of it.
They do it anyway.
Do you add Goku69 to your email? I should start doing that.
It's good. It's good.
Tyler McCarty, Goku69 at gmail.com. That sounds great.
What if Visser 1 is like, I've discovered anime?
We've completely diverged.
Yeah,
no.
We've lost our path.
No, we have not. We're sending Visser 1 to REI to buy a scarf and gloves.
Yeah. And something called, what is it, pontoons?
No.
What is she buying? Pittons.
No, you say crampons or what?
Yeah, they're crampons.
And here it's pittons.
Pittons and crampons.
Oh, wait. Where's the pittons?
Well, yeah, like I didn't actually know what that word was. I assume it's mountain climbing gear.
Again, you just don't Google a word that's in a book.
I read from the context that this is something to climb up a mountain with. So, like, she goes in there. She gets accosted by a goon, a security guard goon.
They're watching her. They're saying, take a left, take a right. Go in here. Do this. Which she goes into the REI.
Yeah.
Buy yourself a scarf. And Marco and Rachel are watching her in human form. When a controller's like, Visser 1, you need to go to jail with me right now.
And she's like, well, no, like I bought this. I have a receipt. It's cool.
The controller. Also,
wait, you called me Visser 1?
Yeah.
Because like, yes, no, I'm gonna put a shot on you. You gotta come with me to get murdered.
Lady, you've got a shot on you, and well, you really gotta go to jail with me. Like they point out that this guy is nervous and scared.
Yeah,
I'm a mall cop. Get on my Segway.
Oh God.
Yeah, but you know, this human controller is terrified. But that's okay though, because he'll have an excuse to let her go because Rachel comes up with a boss plan to get Visser 1 out of this jam.
Yeah, she says, I saw her buy that. I saw
She's got the most capitalism solution to this problem.
Yeah.
She has the most power that teenagers don't realize that they have, and I hope they never do, is that if you say something loud in public that is like, he's trying to get me, or you're not my dad, or this person, this security guard is trying to touch this lady, right? Like that power is terrifying.
They have it. They have the power.
They do, because you know that there's going to be some like, insecure ripped dad that's going to come up like, what are you doing to this young lady? Right? Like, irregardless of context of the situation, that's kind of what happens here. And so, like, this...
A bunch of people, like, wander up. It's like, what are you doing to this poor woman?
Right.
She bought her scarf and gloves.
Yeah, this is weird. I'm angry about this.
If she participates in capitalism, that means she's right. What are you doing?
Right. So...
and they don't even have mobile telephones here. Like, it's not going to go on TikTok or anything. But I guess the same thing happened.
They have phones. They could take like a blurry camera photo of it.
Yeah, they got some razors.
What? Really?
Yeah, they got something.
They got old
No.
Nokias.
Yeah, they got the flip phones.
No, they don't have the flip
way.
phones. They're like the big fuckers.
Yeah.
How big
Because
hand
like the first time that I had a phone, it was like years later, and it was one of those fucking StarTacs. You know,
Yeah.
The Nokia thing wasn't until high school.
But anyways, they get out of that situation. They get out of that jam, and she
Yeah,
gets
escape.
in her brand new.
Her Audi.
She gets
her
an Audi.
1998 Audi.
Is that a good car?
I don't know.
Sounds good.
I'm not a car guy. I'm an Animorph guy.
Never the twain shall meet.
Well, no, I'm sure there are some Animorph car guys.
Yeah, they probably. They'll let us know.
No, I don't want to know.
Let Animorphing Time know directly many times.
No.
So the Animorphs, like most of them, sneak into the car.
Yeah, they're all
As-
cockroaches
as
except for
cockroaches.
Axe.
Yeah.
Not Tobias.
Axe and Tobias, they were free flying their way to the mountain.
Yes.
Well, they were on the way before,
Yeah.
probably. But the rest are hitching a ride as cockroaches.
They're hiding under the seat.
Visser 1 drives like a crazy person.
Yeah, and Marco's like, oh yeah, my mom used to drive crazy. This is probably Visser 1 just acting like my mom.
Yeah, it's not Visser 1 is driving. Visser 1 is channeling the brain of Marco's mom, which reminds him that his mom is still in there.
Yep.
Right? Like, because before he's totally in like this person is a monster.
Yep.
Right? But like this kind of pierces the veil a little bit and kind of shows a little bit of Marco Mom's humanity.
And they're kind of bantering back and forth, threatening each other, when Visser 1 kind of puts it together that they might not be Andalites.
Yeah, well, here's what she says. And yet, Visser 1 muses, and yet the casualty reports from Earth are always weighted heavily towards the Hork-Bajir and the taxons. In fact, I'm trying to recall when I've ever seen a report listing the human controller casualty. And everyone's kind of freaking out. It's like, wait a second, holy shit.
Yeah.
We don't kill people.
Andalites, Leah, we don't kill people, says the controller got an awl dropped on his head.
Well, like, not on purpose. Like, generally, like, she's putting together, like, hey, like, it's always Hork-Bajir and taxons that are getting blown up. Like, humans are usually spared in these
Yes.
conflicts, right?
Yes.
Cassie's freaking out. Like, I don't know what to say. Axe doesn't know what to say. Marco doesn't know what to say. Nobody knows what to say. And Rachel just yells, say something, but Jake's just like, it's too late.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Like, if this lie is already kind of fallen apart, because if it takes too long to say, like, why haven't you killed people, then you're lying.
Yeah, and Visser 1 knows that Andalites wouldn't really care for humans, so they would just let the casualties go. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to kill all you dumb motherfuckers.
And in reality, like, yeah, that's kind of a big hole for them, isn't it?
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
Yep.
She picks it up right away.
Yeah, it's like, you guys are dumb teenagers, aren't you? I saw that fish tube plan. I knew that no intelligent being would do this except for dumb teenagers.
And it's...
But at the same time, I'm not willing to believe that there have been zero human casualties, right? Like, there
for
have
sure.
to have been some.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're
From
reduced,
the way that
though.
they described this. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely
Yeah,
reduced, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's not zero. Cassie killed someone as a horse. Like,
yeah,
we know
the
this
first
for sure.
book.
First book immediately.
But I do buy that less humans died than, say,
For
Hork-Bajir
sure.
or Taxon.
For sure.
Yeah.
Which is this is a good little bit, which makes me think that all the other good little bits may have been intentional.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say. The Animorphs ghostwriting problem.
It's
Well,
hard.
here's the thing. Like, I want to know more about the ghostwriter, right? Because the one in your last episode was writing, like, Harlequin romance, and that's not exactly,
I looked her up. I couldn't find much on Elise Donner. Like, there was not much that I could find.
Which makes me think maybe she didn't have a lot of practice writing books. Maybe this is like, a fail son from Scholastic. Fail daughter.
Who I don't know who can say. She could have done worse. She could have done better.
I'm sure she's very nice.
Maybe she was ghost written by Michael Grant.
Oh shit!
Elise Donner, Michael Grant's ghostwriter character.
Maybe she is in fact a ghost, and we're talking about a literal ghost writer. Spooky. Animorphy Time Nights.
Animorphy Time Nights gets spooky.
The darkness has come.
Well, I'm a horror streamer, so I'm all about this. No, but okay. Like, what is your comparison between this ghostwriter and the last ghostwriter?
Tone. Like the tone is all off in this book.
Yeah.
It's muted, right? Because the thing is, we're not catching a lot of flowery language here. Everything is described very matter-of-factly.
Protuberance.
Right? Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
Protuberance.
You get a protuberance. You get like the descriptions of morphing even are
they're like bare. They're scant. They don't describe any of the morphing.
We heard the term what, bug bird earlier? Yeah. It's funny. They were making a joke, but that was the only description of turning into a cockroach. Right? Like it's all guarded and kind of just non-present.
And
it's like they're afraid to add a voice.
I see, this is where I have the hard problem, where I don't know if that's intentional or not, because Marco's so disassociated from reality. That's the fucking hard part I'm having with this book.
Marco's distracted.
Yeah, the first third of this book was a slog to read. I hated it. And then the second 2/3 were actually kind of compelling, because I was like, oh, maybe this is just him being manic, and maybe this is what they wanted. Because it certainly would fit.
I hope that's the case, because I think that's a valid read of this, right? But
how would you compare
this
this to an Axe book? Because Axe also has a weird voice in his books.
Yeah, but like his voice it's inquisitive, right? Like Axe is there to learn, but also to understand his place in Andalite society and like how far removed he is from that society. Like there's a sadness within the way that Axe talks about himself, right?
But there's I found that the Axe dialogue in this book is a bit weird, even for him.
He plays
it's
up
written.
Well, I think like he's playing a part in this book a lot. Like there's very little real Axe in here, to be honest. Like it's always like, hey Axe, act up like an Andalite. And that's Axe's only role in this book. Right, yeah. So it's hard to capture a tone from him. Or from anybody, really, that isn't Marco. Like, everyone's
muted. You made a good point that things are muted.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
We barely get a compassion out of Cassie, for fuck's sake. Like, she says, Marco, you're about to kill your mom. And that's the level of compassion from Cassie so far.
And Jake, the alleged leader, who's like not even here, and
nods.
Rachel, who
he's not a voice in this book at all.
Yeah,
even Tobias is like he feels like the Big Lebowski in this. So he's just like, whatever, man. It's
rolling rocks tonight, dude.
Yeah, but as we're considering the tone of this book, and Marco is just sitting here thinking like, okay, I don't know what to do.
I have to get the line. I have to kill my mom. I have to do the perfect plan.
Right. Rachel turns into a bird and flies out of that car because they made it to the mountain path. Then Marco turns into a bird and flies out of that car, and in rolls up this smooth, sleek limo.
A nice, beautiful limo.
And down.
This is dumb as shit. Why would they be in a limo?
Well, because Visser 3, he rolls in style.
He travels in style, baby.
I know.
He doesn't need to worry about hiding himself because he is Visser 3.
He doesn't give a fuck about hiding himself. He is Visser fucking 3.
People hide from him. All right? You do not, Visser 3 does not hide himself for anybody.
No.
Because here's what he does, and it's the best, most effective plan in this book. Because he rolls up to this campground where Visser 1 is.
He knows she's in an Audi. They know she's being followed. That was the plan. They wanted her followed.
He rolls down his window, slides out his hand with a drink on beat, and blasts everything in sight. Audi, blasted. Jake, blasted. Cassie, blasted.
Yep.
Innocent Park Ranger, blasted.
Yep. Shooting at Marco, blasted.
everything's getting fucking blasted.
Visser.
He's doing a drive-by like Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's not even aiming. He's just like, whatever is alive, I want dead.
Which, it's the
best plan.
It's
the most
effective. It's effective.
It fucked up the most things in this book for everybody. Yes. So the next chapter is Marco barely grieving over the deaths of Jake and Cassie.
Right. Audi gets blown up. His mom starts hiking a mountain.
Right. Like, he takes a second to think about they could be dead. Mm-hmm. And it's like, all right, time to get back to that line.
He's like, we got to push it down. I'm the Jake now.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. The plan has already kind of gone to shit. Mm-hmm. They already traded potentially 2 lives.
Right.
Maybe they need help.
Yeah.
Because they mentioned, like, Visser 3 is kind of like, he has a couple of people with him right now, but there's an army coming right behind him. Right.
And Marco just will not acknowledge that his shit is falling apart.
No, he does. He knows that it's going to shit.
But he doesn't care. He keeps going through the motions.
Right.
Yeah, he's describing it in like a detached scientific way. Like he's not feeling emotion.
And that's mania. That's like everything's falling apart, but he's like, we're still going to do it. We're going to get the perfect line.
He says something really messed up here, too. He says, I wanted to keep flying, just catch a breeze and sail away and leave it all behind. But how could I? How could I with the possibility of Jake and Cassie being dead? No, Marco, I sneered. Far better that they should die to bring about more deaths. Yes, that would give their lives meaning.
Jeez.
He says to himself alone. Mm-hmm. He sneered at himself. Yep. Have you ever sneered at yourself?
Only when I really hate myself.
Yeah.
Just when I am in my lowest low where it's like, you pathetic fat fuck.
Right.
Look at you, you piece of shit.
Like, he's sneering at himself. And even then, it's to, like, for what reason, right?
To prove to himself that he's smarter than everyone, even his dead friends.
I don't think it's a smartness thing. I think it is I made a plan. I have to do it. That's all I have going for me right now. Right? Like, it's a hyperfixation because everything else is just... If he stops, he dies. Mm-hmm. If he stops, he has to start thinking. Mm-hmm. And if he starts thinking, he'll fall apart.
Yep.
He's only held together through just sheer force of will and momentum. Mm-hmm. You know?
And this is not explained by mama trauma. Like, a lot of people have mama trauma. Probably most people in this podcast have mama trauma.
Hey now.
But
mama trauma. Here I go again.
Jesus.
We need that as a soundbite, I think. But it's been like some kind of a trigger for him. But I don't think, I don't know. Finding out that your mother is like a fucking alien war criminal, I guess that really sucks.
He's had a hard time. I'm not saying that, what he's doing is irrational. I think it's very rational. I think that he's justified to freak the fuck out.
I mean, when your life is going to shit, you try to make it fit in any box you can, and that's just Marco scrambling to make sense of everything going to fucking shit.
Right. So we need to get back to the plan. He meets up with Tobias
and Axe.
Yeah,
he meets Rachel and Tobias, who are Hork-Bajir morphed.
Right. And they're like, hey, where's Marco and where's not Marco? Where's Cassie and Jake? And he's like, kind of like, they're around. He doesn't directly.
They're not coming.
He says they're not coming when it really should say, I think they might be dead.
Yep.
And he eventually does own up to that. Mm-hmm. And here's where, again, I kind of think that the author kind of missed it, whiffed something here, and is that like they don't react to that. Their reaction to the news is like, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like,
oh, okay.
No, like we've seen this scene play out a couple of times because they've died a couple of times. Yeah, let's be real. They've been assumed dead many times.
Yep,
every single one of them. They get really sad and scream, or in Rachel's case, just goes fucking bananas, ape shit.
Yep, wants to do
turn
murder
into
spells.
An elephant.
Yeah, this is not Rachel. Rachel doesn't calmly accept the death. Right, Rachel jumps down. Kills Visser 1, runs over and kills Visser 3.
Yep. Everybody
and
dies.
And they definitely don't successfully cosplay as Hork-Bajir either.
Well, it's pretty easy. You just kind of say like, haha, me friend, you friend.
Yeah. I like tree. You like bark? I like to eat bark.
Freedom now. Freedom forever. Visser
Oh,
one
boy.
relates. That's their password. They say freedom.
Yeah, but the bald
Freedom.
eagle is like swooping down and going, "Cheer."
Yeah, right. And Visser. So yeah, they make up with these fake Hork-Bajir, which is Tobias and Rachel, and Visser one is just like, oh yeah, no, I'm your friend. You should bring me to your other friends, and I definitely won't get them.
Right.
Which
I fucking love valleys and freedom.
Yeah, I love free Hork-Bajir. Let's go do that.
good, all free now, all happy, much bark to eat. Well said. So Rachel, I disagree. I think Rachel's doing a good job here at being a Hork-Bajir. It's very convincing. Or at least to a Visser one who just doesn't care about these, tree eating, idiots. We care. We love these guys.
We do. That's when Marco flies. He's like, okay, take my mom, whatever. He flies down the hill to sort of spy on Visser 3.
He's thinking one thing on the way down, that you wore the face of my mother.
Mm-hmm.
The woman who had taught me about laughter was a grotesque irony. See, that's ironic, Alanis. I muttered to no one.
There it is.
This is actually one of the things this is one of the reasons I really want to read the Japanese version, because there are so many pop culture references and like they would not work. They really would not work.
No, there's no
here.
way Alanis Morissette would work.
Yeah. So I'm very curious. But ananyway,
It'll probably be like a pun.
Yeah.
That's how it gets replaced with a pun.
It's like rain when your mom falls down a hill. It's a free ride and an exploding Audi. I don't remember any more lines.
It's some good advice given to you by a snake. I'm assuming the Axe is giving advice because he has the snake.
Oh, God.
Wait, no, Marco has the snake.
No, Axe has a snake.
They both have snakes.
They both have snakes. They're snaky boys.
They are snaky boys.
They're like snaky boys, like we're pussy-eating boys.
Yeah, but we're better at it.
What?
They're notoriously bad at being a snake.
And we're notoriously good at eating pussy.
It's true.
You're both danger noodles.
So yeah, Tobias and Rachel just have no confidence in Marco at this point.
Right.
Right, like
Rachel even says, I want to, why don't we just kill Visser 1? We could push her down a cliff.
Right. And like he starts yelling at Rachel, and not even like a smart Marco way. He just says, "Shut up, Rachel! Just shut up!" Over and over again, like the nice retort of "Shut up, shut up, shut up."
It's very Joe Rogan of him to bring it back. That's wild. Shut up.
Yeah. Honestly, like I'd be worried about being a cockroach in Joe Rogan. He eats those. See Fear Factor?
Oh God, he was in Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
He was the host.
I don't
of
even
Fear
know
Factor.
anything about him, so I'm glad that you guys do.
He's small and disgusting, and we hate him.
And he was the host of Fear Factor, where he was just like, "Eat this gross bug for $100."
It's like you want to eat cow? You want $50,000 to eat this cow penis?
Yeah.
You will each have to consume between 5 and 10 reindeer testicles. You also have to drink 1 glass of the 100-year-old eggnog. Go. You will have to eat pig rectums. Here she goes. You'll have 1 minute time to eat each quarter cow brain. Horse rectum.
Come on, Holly. You can do it. It's very possible.
This is maggoty cheese. You can eat 3 worms. You do this, I will eat a cockroach. There you go.
Oh,
Okay.
we got worm.
What am I happy about, really?
And
Puke
they
for
did.
Capitalism, the game.
Pretty much, like it's like I need to pay for medical expenses. I will eat this cow penis.
Yeah.
I got COVID. Now I've got to eat dicks.
Yep.
Hey, as a COVID survivor, I'm COVID strong. I'll eat dicks. Wait, nope, that was accurate. Never mind.
It's a living.
Wah, wah.
Anyways, so yeah, the gang's falling apart.
Yep.
Axe keeps on saying, like, listen, we're outnumbered. We need reinforcements. Marco, you're the leader now, I guess?
Yeah.
What do we do? Marco, like, sarcastically says, I don't know, just find more people.
Yeah, just get us an army, idiot.
And Tobias, like, Axe then just leaves.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, wait, I think he took that literally. Which I thought was kind of funny.
It worked out well.
Anyways, so Visser 1 is climbing up this mountain. She works her way up. She gets to the top of this mountain. Right.
Visser 3, meanwhile, is murking his help left and right because they're like, maybe we shouldn't climb this mountain.
It's like,
maybe you fucked up. And Visser 3 just is decapitating a dude for fun.
Yeah. Well, he was going to like cut off a leg.
But he's like, you can't climb without your leg, but you can climb without an arm.
I would say that he's probably like sitting down after he had his arm chopped off. He's like, I got to take a breather before I climb a mountain. What with the arm? Anyways, doesn't matter.
Controllers taking their L's.
Yeah, it's very funny. Visser 3 is enjoying himself on this nature hike.
Chapman's like, or Visser 3's like, Chapman, you're fat and stupid. I'm just going to leave you behind. Just make sure you send all the reinforcements. I'm going to turn into an invisible crab.
With a flat UFO head later.
Yep.
It's like scuttles away.
Visser 3
invisible.
fucking rules. Anyone who doesn't like Visser 3 is a fucking stupid piece of shit. This is disgusting. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm sitting here with no shirt on, drunk out of my mind at 3 a.m., talking about a kid's book from 1998.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I wanted to point out earlier. Like, getting drunk and disparaging an 11-year-old whilst drunk and, like, making so many horrible remarks. I love it. This is what life's all about.
If you think you feel bad, just imagine if you are Visser 1 at the top of this mountain. You spent all day climbing up this fucking mountain and you see nothing. It's empty space.
Yep.
Right? You turn around, you look at the fucking Analite bandits who tricked you.
But she does see something because they called in fucking hipster Eric King to project a hologram of the Hork-Bajir.
I pictured him like just like leaning on a rock smoking. He's just like, oh, he hits a button. It's like, all right, hologram. I'm helping.
But he's not even like, my hologram was the first hologram and I made the first camera and,
This is the best
I
use
licked Catherine the Great's asshole or whatever he would say.
Oh, we got the ass licker girl over in Japan there. Go on.
On the other side of the planet, the pussy beater boys meet the asshole girl. Wait, no, that's wrong. Eric, I said privately, I hope you're here, dude. And then he says directly to Visser 1, not to get all Prince of Egypt on you, Visser 1.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Behold. And he like waves his hands around magically and then whoosh, the forest come up.
Yeah, Marco's a mountain goat at this point.
Yeah, he's a goat. He's a mountain goat.
Wait, cause I've got mountain goat facts.
Just give us a couple. Like their best album is obviously Tallahassee.
Okay, can you just please do me the favor? Can we scream animal facts? Please?
Animal facts.
Animal facts.
However, it is Animal Facts nights, so we're gonna give you an ASMR Animal Facts here.
God, here we go.
Oh no.
Animal Facts nights. Nights. Animal Facts. Nights.
Mountain goats are not a member of the Capra genus like other goats. Instead, they are more like the serows, which are like antelopes and originate in Asia, and they are full of kindness, and it ruins everything.
Okay.
The serows.
Zero ruins everything with his kindness.
Yep. They do not butt heads. Primarily, they fight by stabbing each other with the horns.
Sounds more effective.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like horn stabbing. The females are dominant over the males, and they fight more frequently.
Hell yeah.
And the females also have horns. The females are horny. And so I found 2 scientific papers. The first one is on the rutting behavior of the mountain goat by Valerius Geist.
Here we go.
Journal of Mammalogy, 1965.
There's never been a person who knows more about rutting than Valerius Geist.
Yeah, Valerius Geist is all about this. He's the rut king. He says, males court females carefully until the antagonistic tendencies of the females are depressed. Now, does that not just summarize, like, my entire romantic life?
Yeah, no one did it better than Valerius.
You still talking about that?
He's gonna geist you.
You gotta move on.
And from Social Dominance in the Adult Female Mountain Goat by Francois Fournier, Animal Behavior, 1995, the best morphological predictor of dominance is horn length and body mass. So,
we like
my
them
friends,
big and pointy.
Yeah, we like them big and pointy.
We like them big and pointy.
The biggest and the horniest women win. And
Hell
I'm
yeah.
going to take that as life advice. That's all for me.
100% agree.
Yeah, so like if you know any sharp heavy women, please send them my way.
Send them to Valerius Geitz.
Listen, it's a funny name. His name is Valerius Geitz. I understand this.
I'm walking like a goose. It's so fun.
Yeah, you snarfling over there.
Tyler, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
Do you think we could get Valerius Geist on the podcast?
I mean, he's too busy. He's too busy looking at Rutton. I found the biggest one, you guys.
Get Francis Fournier on the phone. I gotta tell him something.
He's the only one that understands me.
He's probably still alive. This was 1995, so Valerius Fournier, Francois Fournier is probably gonna come on here and be like, but oui, the big horny female.
I love that bigger female.
I'm really sorry. I feel like Nate has been trying to steer this ship like in a normal and good way. We're just like, Valerius Geist.
Oh no, I'm all about Valerius Geist.
I'll say this. Valerius Geist and the Knackerman team fucking rule shit. I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
I don't think Valerius Geist really does much. I think he's an observer. He looks at the rutting.
Yeah, the goats start fucking and he's like,
No.
He pulls out his notepad. He's like,
He doesn't get into it. He doesn't make noises, but he is turned on. He's silent as a ghost. A geist, Moen might say.
He's looking for the knacker goat.
Like Jesus. He's haunting these goats. The goats can't see them. You can see Valerius Geist, right? Because he is a geist.
He's just in a ghillie
Valerius
suit.
Geist.
Geisting.
Right, but they know he's around. Valerius is always around, watching, waiting,
commiserating,
like
Blink-182.
And he's just like, you could be bigger and hornier. It's like, what? Who said that?
It is on.
The goat's like,
Valerius Geist.
Well, thank you for Valerius Geist and the wonders of the mountain goats.
Now we go and again, up the wolves.
And this is a real call to action, you guys. I really want to put a call out there, and I'm being sincere. Oh, no. I'm looking for large, sharp women. If you are large,
I
and you are
think that's
sharp.
me. I think that's me.
I'll leave you two alone. Leave me alone with the Tanuki sake.
It's gone.
Do you still have it?
No, there's a little left. Nate, it's all yours.
Well, let me tell you something, Tyler.
Go on.
Say you are a cold, calculating species who doesn't understand human culture.
Done.
And say you run into a one of your kind, and they say, "Hey, y'all like Ghostbusters?"
Oh, okay,
right?
okay. I see where we're going.
Say like you're an Andalite bandit, and you're just like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I think that my favorite video game is Battletoads." Right? Like,
yo, Battletoads was tight.
Yeah, Battletoads rules. But
Zitz was the guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, Zitz was the yellow one?
Brown one, I think. It's fine.
He was the coolest one.
It doesn't matter. No, I completely agree. Marco shit the bed here. I think he wanted to shit the bed, though.
Yeah.
He obviously,
he wanted to be caught.
Like, this is mania. Like, they want to shit. I'm not saying all manic people want to shit the bed.
But like, they do things that will get them in trouble.
They can't help themselves from shitting the bed.
Well, yeah, she says that, like, you know, hey, Andalites don't make jokes. You're obviously not Andalites. I kind of got that earlier with the whole
y'all don't kill humans kind of thing.
Yeah, but this really kind of confirmed it. You guys are not Andalite bandits. In fact, you are.
When
human.
I'm in power, I'll kill you, human fucks.
Yeah, and she looks at like this mountain goat specifically, and she's like, you know what? You remind me of someone I once knew.
Somebody that I used to know.
Like, and she's like looking at these like square blank eyes, like, You remind me of somebody.
Who do I know that has dead goat eyes that are square?
It's like it's his host's son almost.
Almost.
Right?
Visser 3 comes over the top. Visser 1 has a spaceship in atmosphere blasting.
Yeah,
Visser
like this
3's got bug fighters blasting.
Not just any spaceship. This giant, what do they call it? An Nova class Empire ship.
Yeah.
Which you string those words together, that's a big ship.
You got a big boy up in the sky shooting some big lasers.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not even, attached to the normal descriptor like bug ship, blade ship. It's just like Empire class, fuck off, double D Majesty ship. So
yeah, this boy thick.
Damn, boy.
Well, like,
this Nova class thick.
Right. They brought, Visser 1 does not fuck around. I brought my biggest ship because you're the biggest threat right now, Visser 3. Yep. Obviously, I'm going to bring the biggest ship. And there's this back and forth.
Yep.
Right? Visser 3
They're blasting at each other.
I'm going to accuse you of treason.
Yep.
Visser 1's
you're also accused of treason.
It's a slap fight. They start slapping around at each other.
Axe shows up with free Hork-Bajir because he went and got the army.
Right. Almost as a fun mix-em-up. Several Hork-Bajir die in this battle. And so, there's this battle, and Visser 1 is kind of losing again.
Yeah.
Right. Visser 3 is just better at battle.
Visser 1 stay losing.
Yeah. And, Visser 3 has the drop on Visser 1, pulls out a Dracon beam, and Marco does a very cool thing that definitely works. He says, what is it? So yeah, he runs right into Visser 3. Visser 3 kind of staggers back, because he's still this weird, disc-shaped chameleon monster.
Crab chameleon monster.
Love him to death. Gotta love a crab chameleon.
The only book I'd like to read after the series is all this, Visser 3 going to planets, acquiring monsters, pouring guys to death to acquire monsters. That would be fun.
Yeah, just walking right up, touching them. It's like he is with cats,
Yep.
He's just I appreciate this.
Kill him.
Yeah. And so the battle continues, and Visser 1 now has the upper hand because Marco jumped in to save her.
Yep.
And Visser 1 blasts a hole in this goat arm.
Yep.
Because Visser 1 is Visser 1 is not on Marco's team.
No, Visser 1 wants to kill everyone.
Exactly. And so Marco, he turns to Visser 1. I'm just going to read this part. I turned to face her, Visser 1, the leader of the initial invasion on Earth. She stared at me. She moved to aim the weapon at me. I lowered my head and felt the power in my legs. It would be 100-foot drop. I love you, I whispered, and then I lunged. The boy, she whispered, amazed. It's the boy.
She figures it out.
Well, that hard mystery of the goat that says, I love you.
I hate when that happens.
Who could that be?
Who's this goat that loves me? It's the boy.
The wise Alec goat that made the Prince of Egypt, popular film Prince of Egypt reference.
Not good.
It's the boy.
Bye.
And, he says,
I love you, Mom.
And he's just rearing forward. He charges full speed ahead, powerful legs, and then he gets hit by a tiger.
Jake, back from the dead, holds him down, saying, just hold on, Marco, just hold on.
It'll all be over soon. Just hang on, Marco. Hang on, man.
That's when Cassie flies in, goes for Visser 1's eyes, knocks her off the cliff.
And how do we know it's Cassie?
Because Tobias is in Hork-Bajir more, Rachel's in Hork-Bajir more.
Yeah.
Axe is wherever Axe is.
Well, he's leading the army.
He's leading the army.
Yeah.
There's no one left. It's gotta be Cassie.
Cassie's always the one to make the hard murders, and yet wouldn't kill Hitler.
Wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't murder Hitler. I'd kill Hitler.
Yeah.
I'd kill Visser 1. Tyler.
Yep.
You.
So far, I love this story.
Nepal.
You're my boy.
Your lovable dog,
My
Nepal.
precious son.
Precious Nepal. He's the been yuck-brained by Visser 1.
Don't do this to me.
Okay.
He would never be. He's perfect.
Okay.
He's perfect.
He's already a controller. You can see in his eyes, but he's controlled by
He
love.
controls me.
Okay. I hold you down as your roommate Sean beats him over the head with a bat.
Fuck.
Right? Like, it's painful. And I'm holding like, it's okay, man. It's okay. It'll be over soon.
Just let us kill your dog in front of you. Oh, fuck. That's reading.
That's what this is, right? That's what this is. Is
Yeah.
I
like,
bet
you
you'd
know,
rather kill 10 Nates than 1 Nepal.
yeah, probably.
I don't know.
That's the exchange rate, I think.
No, I mean, I love my dog more than I love myself, but my love for Nate is pretty deep. And I won't tell him how much, but it's a lot.
What's the going rate for Nate Studden Falls in this time of economic turmoil?
I will not compare the two. The currencies are incompatible.
Go ask Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos will put a number on it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he's an automaton who cares about nothing except hoarding money.
So after your well-loved dog is beaten to death by a bat, you wake up in your room watching TV. You don't know how you got there.
Yep. The rest of it's a dream.
Right.
You just know you've been in bed for a week and you're depressed.
You're watching Jerry Springer.
And old movies like Child's Play 2.
Yeah. Where are you at mentally? How did you get here?
You're fucked up. You don't know.
No, but like really though, how did you get here?
I mean, you blacked out. You don't know. This is what this chapter, as stupid.
The last chapter of the book, chapter 30.
The last chapter, as stupid and as like quickly as it all wraps the story up, made me think this manic stuff was all intentional, because the other side of mania is the deep low depression,
Exactly.
which Marco says, I was in bed for a week. I told my dad I was sick. That's depression. That's the deep bipolar depression, the other pole of the bipolars. Like there's manic depression, and that's the depression.
Right. Like people take mental health days for like a day. Right? Like I think most people can generally like, I'm just taking this day off.
Yep.
A week is a long time.
A week is a long time.
Right. It's a
Well,
long
I know when I have like a depressive episode, it can go on like weeks or months or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have the other side. I wish I did almost sometimes, not really, not to make light. But yeah, I mean, a proper depressive episode or even like a grieving episode can be a really long time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This chapter made me appreciate this book in a way that I did not when I was younger. Because when I read this, like reading this now, the first third, I'm like, oh, Marco sucks. But then the second third, as he goes full disassociative, manic, and then depressive episode, I'm like, oh, fuck. This is a kid with complex PTSD who is going to be made bipolar by his extended, repeated traumas. This fucking rules.
Yeah.
This is great. And not only do you get his point of view saying, oh, I'm the smartest guy in the room, I'm the ruthless tactician, the calculating guy, but he's not. Like, shit falls apart. Everything fucking falls apart in front of him.
He only got as far as he did because he did not stop to think about what he was doing.
Yes, he never stopped. He kept going, and he was lucky. Things worked out for him.
No, he wasn't lucky. He had good friends who...
He did have good friends.
He had a good support structure that, like, okay, we'll play along with this and guide you through this process.
Right. Is this a great book? No, it's not a great book. Is this better than Osario Rip? Yes.
Is Visser 1 dead?
No, of course not. Come on.
No, yeah, Visser 1 is... Her body disappeared.
Right. Rachel goes out of her way to say, I did not find a body. I looked, I could not find a body.
And, like, Marco's like, you're lying to make me feel better. It's like, no, that's stupid. Why would I do that? It would make you feel worse. It is currently making you feel worse.
Right. Obviously.
Well, those are facts that they also really need to establish, right? Because if she knows their identity, especially specifically Marco's, that's massive. Even if she has a reason to not tell people this, of course, because it makes her look bad. But still, like that is a fact that needs to be established.
Right.
But
I don't think it's going to come back again. I think that actually she's going to go away for the rest of the series.
She's dead. This is it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think
Find
she's
her.
dead, but I think she learned her lesson this time.
You know, she's gonna retire. She's gonna go off to the beach. You know, have a nice,
No, it's
nice.
like I hate Marco as a character. Like I find people like Marco absolutely atrocious, and I don't want to know them.
I think that Marco's a pitiable character.
Yes.
Like, I think he's the most pitiable character out of all of them because, like, part of this is, like, I think the author kind of, flattening all the characters, but also, like, Marco, in all of his books, just never is honest with himself. He never, like, sits down and thinks about how he's feeling or why he's feeling something or takes a mental inventory of where his life is and what he feels about it. Like, he moves on adrenaline always, right? Because like he knows that he's too weak. He knows that he's too mentally weak that if he stopped to think about something, he'd break down. And
like one part in this book, he says, "I know that our actions have killed innocent people. The others don't really understand, but I know we've killed innocents. But that's just the way this is."
Right, and like he comes across as a monster because he realizes this and he does it anyways. Right. Like,
and he realizes that he'll come across as a monster. Like if we totally assume that this book is Marco's voice and we don't think about the ghostwriting or whatever, like it's true that it's his character becomes a bit more nuanced in relation to the trauma that he has suffered in his response to that trauma. At the same time, he mostly is not articulating it all that well. Like compared with Tobias, for example, who has had this traumatic past and is able to articulate his feelings very well. Marco kind of goes through this sort of fugue state where he's very matter-of-fact, very objective in the way that he describes his actions, his thoughts, his environment, the events leading up to things. But then like every so often comes out with saying, yeah, I completely realize like that I would be described as cold, and he's kind of describing himself almost in an objective way. So he's able to understand this part of himself, but not feel emotion about it. But then he's describing it.
He's the uncut gems guy going, "I'm so sad, I'm so fucked up." Like he realizes he's a piece of shit, but he's not going to stop being who he is. That's not who he is.
So it's his nature that like he goes through traumatic experiences, but unlike Tobias, he does not grow from them.
Correct. He just keeps repeating them.
Why doesn't he?
Because he doesn't have that honest conversation with himself. He doesn't understand. He understands who he is, but he doesn't understand that person needs to change. Because you look at an incel,
or can't. I think it's
can't.
I think he thinks that he can't change. Right, like I think that he sees himself as a weak, short guy, right, and as a result of like I'm this weak, short friend of the leader, I'm not in a position to change anything because I'm not strong enough to change anything. So instead, I need to be cruel in order to make up for that. Right, my strength is in my cruelty.
Yeah, my ruthlessness. I'm not mean. I'm just smarter.
Right.
It's like, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. Marco's Joker-fied.
He lives in a society.
Yeah, Marco lives in a society.
He does indeed live in a society. This kind of ties into what I was thinking earlier, which is that he hasn't had the same character arc as lots of people. Rather than being an arc, he's had like a character wedge, right? Like he becomes more nuanced and you can understand more about his motives as time goes on, and you can understand how he's thinking and what his experiences are the way that we're discussing them. But he doesn't arc, he doesn't grow at all. He's like a character line that gets a little bit wider with time, right?
Yeah. No, I like that read of Marco, that he is who he is, but he never really grows. He just becomes more like himself, which is, I mean, how many of us know people like that? I know people like that.
Oh, yeah.
The people that peak in high school, man. Like they
oh, God.
Well, not even that. Like, they do pretty well, but they just never change, and they never understand who they are or what they're doing or how their actions affect other people around them. Like, you can look at someone who sees themselves as like a great philanthropist or a nice person, and then you see those same people treat wait staff like shit, where it's like, this person is here to serve me. I demand to be treated like the king I am. Oh, but I'm also the nice philanthropist. It's like, no, you just don't extend humanity to anyone apart from who's nearest to you or the people you care about, which is why Marco never changes. He never gets a larger arc. He never gets, Jake's arc, I'm the leader, I have to protect these people. Rachel is, I love the fight, I love the violence. Cassie is, I want to save the planet. Tobias is, I have no other choice, this war is all I have. Axe is, I need to avenge my brother. I need to find a place in society where I am a part. I need to find a place where I am the strong one, where I can establish myself. Marco's is, I want to save my mom. And it never grows past that. He's like, I want to be as dickish and as cunning as I can be because I am a selfish little fucker who only cares about things right in front of him, which is kind of shitty.
And he's not even really empathizing with his father, who went through all the same grief as him, in a different way, obviously son versus partner, but like his father went through all of this same depression and grief and sadness, and Marco has this kind of, like, he doesn't go into the details when he's talking about this, It's just, it comes off in a weird way.
I am unsure if he wants to save his mom. Right? Because... why then? He was willing to kill her. Like
he was going to kill her.
He was going to kill her.
Yeah,
and like that goes against his core mission of like save mom, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think what it is that like he doesn't have a goal. He's carried by momentum.
He wants to appear tough.
Well, is that it?
I think maybe that's a little bit like he's not strong, he's not tough, but if he appears smart and tough, then maybe he will garner some kind of respect.
I think he just made a choice by default. His character arc, I feel, is just the character arc of not making choices.
Or maybe it's just like I have a bad feeling and I want to solve my bad feeling, and this is the easiest way. This is the most efficient way to solve my bad feeling.
Yeah, it could be like killing my problem, right?
Yeah.
Like my problem is my mom exists, and
I know what that's like.
I don't want that.
I didn't see that.
Right? But like, I'm assuming your mom is not Yerk-brained.
No.
But so you don't have that like excuse, but Marco has that excuse, and so like, if mom was gone, the problem's over.
Right. He even mentions one part in this book. It's like, my dad already grieved. I could explain it to him. It's like, it's not so bad me killing mom because you already grieved. It's fine.
Yeah. But like, that's not what he really wants either. So instead, he goes with the thing that makes the problem go away without him caring about how or why or, or if it will even help.
Fucking dark ass shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Children's books, huh?
Did you like this book?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the group. Tyler, did you like this book?
I didn't at first, but then I did like it a lot.
Yeah.
Samantha.
It kind of starts off horribly. Like, I was reading it at first and I'm like, why did I agree to do this one with you guys? but then, it goes into a more nuanced mental health thing, assuming that it's on purpose, which it seems more so like it is on purpose when you come to the end. So
I like the character that they set up, but all that work was done outside this book. I think that the fun conversation that we had was work that was done before this book, not as a result of this book. And I think that this book could not exist, and I would not notice it. Much like Marco's mom, I think that this problem can just go away.
Damn. Hard truth.
It's honestly, it's fine. Whatever. I enjoyed reading it. Like all these books, it wasn't exactly a hard read.
It is pretty much a retread of what book 17, where he's like, my mom makes sharks that are bad.
You know what? He got his butt hurt. I thought that was pretty funny. They ground that rail as cockroaches. Right. That was super fun.
Tubular man.
It's kind of like I said, Marco's arc is not anything past I need to save or kill my mom. Oh, my mom.
Yeah.
Like there's a little growth and nuance here, which I enjoy, but I don't know if it was intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, but I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, they probably meant that, but kind of over Marco's mom in stories like this.
Marco's mom does not have it going on.
No.
And on that note,
I think you'll disagree later on, but yeah, on that note,
Samantha, Dr. Samantha, Dr. S.
Dr. S.
Dr. S. What you got to plug? What's going on in your life that you want the world
What's your
to know
life?
about?
Tell us your shit.
Oh, God. In what sense? I don't really have much of a life. I go to work, I come home, I get on a podcast.
You also stream horror games. Come on, let's be fair.
I just recently started doing that because I have to do like some amount of public speaking and outreach and stuff like this, and I'm really bad at this kind of thing. Like I don't talk, right? So
I would disagree, but that's me.
Well, this is like this is different. Yeah, this is different. But yeah, so that's my, that's where I'm at right now. Kind of a loser.
So tell the people where they can find you and your shit. You're not a loser. We have
okay,
losers.
that's what
I thought we were saying that we were losers, and that was good.
Yeah, losers.
Look, I'm not a loser. I eat pussy good. That's not loser shit.
Yo, that's bad boy talk. I eat pussy well because I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, I like my pussy cooked extra done. I eat my pussy well. Fuck you.
With ketchup.
Give it to me. Give it to me rare. I like that tartar. Give me a little blood in there. A little penny taste. A little copper, I'm so sorry. Samantha, please tell people where they can find you.
On Twitter, I am Samanthorium, like a metal. On Twitch, my name is Bread No Bread. I don't know why. I've made that, and then I don't know how to change it.
I wouldn't worry about it.
But yeah, Twitter is the main thing. I'm retweeting Animorphing time memes about Marco frequently, so yeah.
We did it.
We did it. We're the best, better than the rest. Now let's get down to Pussytown. Eat them like the rest. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good night.
No.
A joke.
Yes, please.
Okay. What do you call J.K. Rowling on a beach vacation?
What's that?
Surf and turf.
Oh.
Bingo. Oh, we got worms. What am I happy about, really?